to drinking beers, my nigga.
Alright, so I think Claudius is completely resistant to that. Yeah. Laying them. Right.
I
was gonna say he has like fire resistance. He just needs to roll a reflex.
He's gonna find out. They're being reflective. So.
I have to roll a reflex. For fire, and what's the source of this fire again? Is it a spell or is it a spell I can do?
It's magical, but I don't think there's no spell resistance.
Okay. This is a spell, I don't get spell resistance.
Just roll for him and roll for yeah.
So who's going to Freija, right?
Yeah, that's why I'm doing the fire. So I'm doing the fire cloud damage.
Plus 14. Do I have any other buffs to add to my reflex?
You rolled a 14?
No, I have a plus 14. Was actually just anything else modified. I rolled a 13. So I have 27 so far.
No.
So it's 27.
Okay, 27. Alright, so you took half of 14, so you take no fire damage, right? Cynthia get.
You got 10 plus 7, 17. Well, look, I know she has 25.
Well, she clearly passed.
What she passed?
Alright, reflex.
Oh, no. So I was like, get this training spell out of him.
It has fire resistance too. What does Cynthia get?
Cynthia has a total of 24.
She only takes 4 points of damage. She didn't pass. Alright, Freija goes. It's tricky for her. she... The wings. Where are the wings? Actually... Oh, duh, no wonder. So anyway, turn AC. Alright, so she flies straight up. That sword gets an attack of opportunity.
Okay. What does she do again? Just simply.
She flies straight up.
Okay. Okay. D20 plus. Oh wait, it's lower because you said something got messed up for 3 rounds, some shit, right?
She what?
Didn't something get dispelled for 3 rounds or something? My attack, right? Bonus is in the lower.
Yeah, just your attack bonuses, yeah.
So what is it, like 23 now? 24?
Plus 22.
Okay. Ooh, that was almost a 1.
He leaps up, goes to kick her. You hit her in her abdomen, but all you felt like you were hitting.
She's still staggered though, right?
Felt like you were hitting adamantine or something.
Yours?
Yeah, she's still staggered, so all she does is fly up. Her turn is done.
Yeah. I'll fly up after the next one.
Hold on, let me see how long she's staggered for.
5 rounds. I remember.
Staggered ends on round 8. Your turn.
So don't you got Medusa's wrath because she's staggered?
Yeah, but it has to be a full attack.
Oh.
Shoot, when did you attacked the last round, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I want to make sure I mark off. When
When does my other shit come off? You said in 2 rounds. With your fake D&D spells, you just create whenever you feel like it.
I didn't create them.
I don't even know if this is third party shit.
So that was that's the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Great image.
You gonna fly up after the dragon lady?
Ends round. Right, so it was round 3 on her turn.
Oh,
It was round 3 on your turn that it happened. So we got round 4.
Yeah, this is the first turn her staggered. So the first turn she was staggered.
No, I'm talking about your debuff. 3. Okay. Round 6 of Maxwell's turn. Round 6 it'll come back. Her turn is done because she's staggered. I'm trying to see if she takes any swift actions. No. No swift action.
What up, boys? What a day. Can we bring this to an end, though, my guys? I mean,
Relax, my nigga, relax. We should be going on every level.
my balls is tingling to play with the character.
So my balls is taking up for that devastation beetle we can see. Yeah.
This guy is devastation beetle.
Just because you came in at level 11,
Man, you always gotta fuck your own shit up, my nigga.
came here halfway. Of course you haven't had your fill. I've been here for the whole time, guy. I'm tired.
You take a break, by the way. I'll take over.
There is no more Millennium. Millennium is done, nigga. I'm not to retire this role.
You take a minute. Just do like 2 weeks. Do about 3 extra weeks of the pepper lines, right? And me and the rest of the crew will go take on the devastation beetle.
Alright, that's cool. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that, actually.
So there you go, son, right there.
What?
Yo, let's write that in right now. You can put me in suspended animation. Y'all niggas can call me when y'all need me. Y'all go off and do all these shenanigans. Y'all come here every Monday and waste Louis' time like I normally do. I'm cool with it. And I want to play a different character. This should take it too long. So
Yeah, 7 years.
What's it? Decade now, nigga?
Let's go.
It's not even it's not even half of what the amount of time fucking Gil went through.
We
Yeah,
started
it's your
playing
go.
this shit where One Piece came out.
I'm done with my turn.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's Focus is dazed from the celebrity.
That's right.
And Zino just appeared and it's his turn.
What?
Yeah, baby.
He
Back
said,
off. You know what time it is, nigga.
what?
Shh. Boom. Do this, son. Go. This nigga is staggered. You got anything that hurts staggered people? Your boy Metsu are staggered, what you call the summon.
Oh, okay. Oh, nice.
Freya staggered.
He needs to get around that cloud first.
I'm gonna cast or activate my boots of flight, and
I
then
was like, what's it, caster now? About to be like,
it only lasts 5 minutes.
What you put your last 2 levels
Secretly
on?
a mage slinger. Took a level, a few levels of sorcerer, y'all didn't know.
So you got 2 levels of sword.
The winged boots, activating them second time. 5 minutes. Fly.
So look, so you can take 2 levels of sorcerer, never display that magical talent, but I can't take paladin, right? I haven't seen one magical talent come out this nigga for fucking 10 levels.
Sorcerer magic is in the blood. It can manifest at any point.
Paladinhood is in the gods that
Paladins don't manifest at fucking Paladins don't just manifest at any time.
This nigga is
This motherfucker.
No, you put me in a fucking box.
Paladins go through. Paladins are born from epiphanies. They're not born. They're born from religious fucking miracles.
How much do you want to
I don't have magical properties though.
Nah, nigga, you just out of nowhere. This nigga's shooting down.
We're fucking around. You don't got no sorcerer levels. No, it is funny. If he could have easily hidden levels of a class nobody knew about. Like, oh, just to let y'all know, I had my last 2 levels with sorcerers. Oh shit.
Just be an arcane archer right now.
Arcane slinger.
Well, because I can't go through the fog, so I will fly over it. I'll start there.
Alright, we're gonna fly at a pretty sharp angle there. Only about half speed when you do that. Roll. Well, let me see if you even need to roll a fly check. What's your fly? 10, 12. Here, roll a fly check. Plus 11.
Okay.
All right. Say fly up about 20 feet in the air. Whoops. Which took up 8 squares. You should have 4 more squares to fly. If you actually, you don't even need to. You're above the cloud, so you can clearly see her. And Claudius, you see Claudius too. He's above the fire cloud as well.
Claudius, is it flying masterless or is it magical? The Claudius hit as well.
Claudius is it's magical.
Yeah, Claudius dispel that shit. Look at this come crash you down.
Oh, you talking about hers?
Yeah.
Oh, hers looks natural. She's got wings.
Yeah, I see the
As is seen in the picture.
I was making sure she wasn't like one of the dodo bird or something. One of them birds.
You said a dodo bird?
Turkeys who have wings and can't fly and shit. Just sitting there. Like it was a show.
Can I attack in the same round?
Yeah, you still have a standard action, so yeah.
I will attack.
Regular attack.
I'm gonna regular attack, and then I will use a grit point for con bleed damage.
I'm gonna do that. Bleed. We're talking about targeting. No, not targeting.
It's just whenever I land, I can use a grit point to
Bleeding.
do bleed.
There it is. Spend 1 grit point. No. Spend 2 to deal 1 point of shadow. So 2 points. If they're immune to sneak attacks, also immune. I don't think she's immune to sneak attacks.
I got signature deed, so it reduces it by 1.
Oh.
So the con bleed damage is only 1 grit point.
Nigga knows his abilities now. I'm really taking it there.
Oh my god.
Well, let's see. I think you have an additional plus 10. It should be plus 31 to hit.
So I know at least you don't get dispelled and weird shit hits you all the time. You got nothing but that.
I mean, when you think about it, half of my shit is no magic required.
Nah, but
actually, wait, don't roll.
Niggas did not touch your equipment. You got a gun that just hurts niggas that are evil, which you have easier. I don't understand. This bitch definitely got to be chaotic evil. You don't understand.
It's plus 31, right?
Yeah, that's the same.
Wait. Nope, never mind. Displacement.
Oh, never mind.
You make a shot, you thought it hit, but then you realize, like, after you blink, like, you realize she's actually was 2 feet away from when you shot.
I head toward missile, went toward the snatch arrow.
It wouldn't hit you. I have improved precise shot.
Listen, you roll, but you mistake.
Valin.
What's doing that? Can you stop doing that? Fucking nigga on one record.
Tapping on my mouse. Your shit sounds worse when you're fucking playing Street Fighter.
Oh, no, that's right.
Okay.
It's not that loud.
Exactly how it sounds.
About playing, I'm trying to find out. That shit ain't even loud.
That shit is dumb loud. That shit is like.
I just got a really strong mic.
That's my move action. It does a double move. To roll.
He gets 2 attack opportunities from those stretches. Ooh.
I don't think I'm looking ahead. No, it's good.
So I move there. That
It's just like shing. Tank walking through,
now that
hustling through.
can I see Freya?
You see her. She's 30 feet up in the air. She's like at the top of the ceiling.
Yeah,
Can I use my nice challenge?
Which one? The Vulcan one?
Yeah.
Nice challenge. Just gotta roll for the wheels.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Roll an action point. No, don't do that.
I think I know. I think I already used it on the last go anyway. Did she do? I think I did. Did I? It's 24. The DC.
Yeah, both.
Yeah, it's 24. She actually failed.
Yes.
She had provoked. She was forced to attack you on her next go.
And I am done.
Not fighting. What's it called? Testamental? Yeah, that's what it's called. Essence with action. Creatures that fail, she's forced to attack you with her range or melee attacks and preference. If she attacks by casting a spell, she must include you in the effects area. That will last for the next 13 rounds as long as nobody touches her.
Now, Luke, what maneuvers do I have? What do I get, rather? I have white ravens.
Oh yeah,
white ravens
turn is
tactics.
done, right? So you've got them all right now.
Got them all?
Oh, you got them all.
And I am done after that.
She turned the fuck off.
So, You don't have any telepathy anymore, so.
No.
So you hear Valadim say out, he says out loud, Freya, he goes, bring on the worst that you have to offer as far as your spells are concerned. As you look over in the corner, you can see the other spellcaster from you, Cagewrights have not stood the test of time.
Test the time. Yes. Yes. Test these nuts. That's what he's going to tell later.
Show me this magic. I'm pretty sure it'll pale in comparison to Claudius.
That Maxwell agrees with, but that's Cagewright's choice. Strongest man ever created.
She looks to you like, then you can have all of it. Every single last shred of the weave, I'll open over you and let you drown in it.
So after she says that, Valadim looks over to his right, to Metsuar. He holds his shield up. He goes, get prepared, prepare yourself. Here she comes.
Neutron. She's going to. She obviously can't attack it. No.
Or she's shooting at the guns. She better hit all her friends with that shit too. All them drenches. Like, I want to see maximize fireball.
Why? To make her laugh at the fire?
Or
right, he sees it's obvious fire's not working.
No, what's that spell with
To
the
dip
fish?
in the flames.
Oh, right.
What's that whale? Not whale of the banshee, nigga. Melted hard wilting. Hard wilting.
Oh, hard wilting. Suck on it.
I want to see some hard wilting again. I want to see gate banshee. I
think hard wilting is necromancy. I don't think she can pull that off. I'd be surprised if she got that.
Hard wilting. I want to see Galugon gate. She like, yeah, I ain't playing nigga. I'd be like, gate Galugon. I'm like, oh my god, it's a Galugon.
The fuck? I gotta find. She heals 2. She's literally here to take care of you. While she's fighting that, she's healing herself up. Her turn's done, Cynthia.
What does Drama do?
Attack this babao over here.
Attacking that babao so she can take the minions out while also healing herself. She heals. Heals 2 damage to every hit. So the less healing resources she needs to use from everybody else, the better. She basically sees these minions as like her healing potions right now. She's like, oh, I can just take all these out. Get myself
Her heal.
What the heck is protective slime? Any weapon that touches it takes with it. Oh. Roll her reflex. Oh wait, her weapon can't take damage. It's fucking amazing. Never mind. It's part of the fucking game. That doesn't matter. Good. Let's see. Take the Babao's turn. Babao.
Can't see Metsuwa. Not Metsuwa. I can't see much from
Seven, eight,
I don't know.
10, 11, 12.
There he is. So they can't really see much.
She has the celestial damage thing on her.
Yeah, she has a source for being. We should.
Let's
But they're not light sensitive. Are
I
they?
thought it works on evil outsiders, doesn't it?
No, it only works on undead and
Oh,
evil outsiders that are light sensitive.
Celestial brilliance? Undead take 1d6, evil outsiders, as well as undead. No, evil outsiders take 2d6.
They do. I thought only if they were light sensitive.
No. So,
So then they all were
this
taking
whole
2d6
time,
this whole
they
time.
were taking 2d6.
Damn, Claudius, he set you up for the sunburst, sun chain, spell shaping, whatever.
So then I guess all those judges with low HP, they're probably already gone then, right? How long have they been out? Taking 2d6 per turn. It's been 4 rounds.
This is round 4, so I
So
gotta
that's
roll
like 66.
86 damage.
86, yeah.
No, because it's saved. Or spell resistance. No spell resistance.
Since, wait a second, does she count as an outsider, Freya? Because she's fused with her Elon? Does she take 2? Does she take damage?
It counts as an outsider, they don't have the evil. It doesn't
Oh,
have
she has
the
the
evil
subtype.
subtype.
Gotcha.
The Eidolon. Yeah. So, if roll 8d6, because if Cynthia was there most of the time, it means everything that wasn't behind the pillar. Took that damage. Alright, 8d6. That's right, because you guys teleported without bothering to hide your light. So when you teleported, they weren't just like, oh shit, bright light. They were actually burning. I feel like a big ass flare bomb. What I'll do is I'll apply this damage to every demon in there. Because they at least have, yeah. 20 points of damage.
Cynthia takes out scroll case number 1. Light of Lunia. And she casts that. And then she's done. Actually, as part of the spell, I get to shoot one of them. I'll shoot up a bow. Do a bow that
You and up to 2 ways. 30 feet. Beginning one turn. Oh, beginning one turn after you cast it.
okay. Then she's done.
Like the Babao. I already had the Babaos.
Oh, I didn't move yet.
They
I'll
all
fly up
move.
higher.
This one. Or you'll walk up higher.
Walk up higher.
Babaos. This one double moves. This one tries to attack me. Drop. No. Do. Double bluff. Alright. Try the bluff the drama. Fucking bust his ass and falls prone. Yeah. That didn't go well for that Babao. That one double moved. These three moved in closer and looked to be ready in action. So like they surround. They come closer to Lane Metzwa and try to surround. They surround the group. They look like they're waiting for like Freija to make an order. She told them to come closer. Metzwa. Metzwa's turn.
Is she in front of me or am I she's still flying?
She's above you, 30 feet.
Oh, she's still flying? So I fly up. Actually, wait. Use my decanter. Geometry scene. Fly up.
Fly check.
What's this fly check shit?
Fly's a skill.
Oh,
what do you got? Plus 6? No, wait. You got plus. What are you gonna? Hold on.
You know you're everyone flying, so I don't know how.
Wait, you flying? Fuck you flying from? The wing and boots. You got 60-foot speed. You can fly up to her. Yeah, roll a fly check. You got a 1d20 plus 8 bonus. No, not plus 8. Plus plus 12. 20.
Plus 12?
Yeah.
You
beat DC 20, you can fly straight up at half your speed. Your fly speed is 60 feet. Alright, you passed, so you fly up. You need to fly up too high because she's
I thought speed.
I know you're up there. You get up there.
Where are you going?
She has reach.
So powerful you are.
She does
Why
have
leave?
reach. She has reach, so she makes an attack of opportunity. Unless you tell me.
Did she stagger, or you still have to do that?
She can still make an attack of opportunity. Stagger just.
That's true.
I'll check. I think it stops attacks of opportunity. Staggered is just. They can still take free swift, immediate. Yeah, she can still make attack of opportunity.
Oh, she fell to the floor.
Oh my fucking god, what is with my rolls today?
Oh, okay. 14 don't hit me, so she fell to the floor. Now she won't lie right now.
No,
She
I
won't
gotta.
lie right now.
What's your AC?
It's okay, you can lie. You know what my AC is, my nigga. You've been complaining about it the whole goddamn campaign, man. You forgot?
Did you put Barkskin back on? You did, didn't you?
Yeah, of course I did, Lou. Come on, man. You already know what it is.
And she has a minus.
Mm-hmm. Come on, Lou. We know she missed.
Got a -4 penalty because of.
Moving this arm. We know. Say it. But I know what the bus.
How far away is Metsuar from Beladen? If you were to
She tried to swing her flail hard at him, and he managed to, like, as you block the attempt.
I grab that shit. I like this shit.
Her angle was unfortunate and bad enough for you to not only just block it, but you twisted it in a way where it caused the weapon to fall to the ground.
You know, this is what happened. Now, this is the real
Flail.
story.
She has a flail that came down at you at surging speed, but now it's on the ground below 30 feet.
Watson, here's the real story. That bitch felt that hit from the last round. Oh my god! My kidney!
She said, "My kidney."
I swear, I'm always in this situation where Valina goes and picks up somebody's weapon. It's always like this. Next round, I'm gonna go pick the weapon up so she doesn't get
It's a big ass weapon.
There's
There's a large weapon.
So she says, "I'm going to."
That's a large
But they
fucking
know she
flail.
magnetizes his armor. So, like, all the weapons go through his armor, man.
So that bitch starts flapping her wings like Charizard. Like, oh my god, the lady runs up like, come down and face us. And then I'm like, I'm gonna bring her down. I start to fly.
Oh, wait a second. I just realized something. You know you're gonna break his vote that he put work into fucking making it happen.
That's fine. She rolled a 1. I think we could take her. She ain't got no weapon in her. I didn't even hit her.
I say, usually
how does that
buy everybody else time to.
Wait. How does that break in the vote? Because she attacked me. I just flew up. Nigga.
Because anybody that attacks the enemy, anybody that attacks an enemy that the knight has.
But I didn't attack.
Oh, you said you didn't attack. She's taking an attack
okay.
opportunity.
So what are you flying up there to do then?
To be in her face and use my geometry sight, because she got displacement. I'm not gonna attack her. I can't hit her.
Oh, okay. I'm sitting here about to say like this guy like getting ready to attack. I'm like,
that's helpful. She got juked out, my nigga.
Yeah, because like if he's standing next to her, then she has mage killer on. She can't cast spells. She would have to move in order to cast spells at me, forcing her to do stuff like that.
Since you staggered, you can't do that.
No. What is the chess moves on? Checkmate.
So like,
mage player, you know, can't cast.
All right, and then that bitch started swinging. She's like, "This nigga's too strong. I heard stories of him."
She's tragedy. I'm impressed.
When the hands from her.
He said, "I'm impressed."
Her palms, her claws were sweaty.
Claudius approves.
Wait, her claws were sweaty, so she dropped that. Her palms
Her claws were sweaty.
She said, "Mom, spaghetti. Claws are sweaty. I'm nervous. I dropped my." She dropped her foot. And that's why he's just flying up. This is like, hey, I just wanted to use this gem. I'm not really sure why you swung at me, but all right.
Standard action activate.
Yep, standard action laws activate, please. Thank you very much.
Right, because she can't attack you.
Yeah, I didn't attack
She's
her.
woke. You can literally do that right in her face.
Well,
Yeah,
even if
she
she
already
did,
used
she already used
her
an attack
attack
opportunity. She
opportunity
missed.
already.
Well, no, she's not supposed to get an attack opportunity.
Oh, she's not?
No.
Yes, she
So,
can.
no,
She can still make it that opportunity. It doesn't prevent it from it just.
It prevents her from making her normal attacks against.
Yeah, we've been through this before.
Oh well, I guess she took it. She took the one then. That's better.
And
Take
missed.
that out.
Yeah. We've been through this because it says it.
Yeah, with Lord
They don't
Nathato.
act. They
That's
don't.
right.
They don't act and. They don't. Yeah. Opponent compelled to act as man is not thrown into a mindless rage, and does not have to move to attack a man. And doing so would provoke attacks opportunity against them. So. They're not gonna like.
I thought they couldn't take an attack opportunity.
No, their turn. When their turn comes, they have to. They have to. They have to attack you in preference to other available targets.
I wonder if it's a book that does do that. I think I'd be mixing them up. There's one, maybe a spell called Compel Hostility.
The Dretches. Alright. So what the Dretches do. Oh, it wasn't working. She blocked it off. So she calls out to the Dretches in her abyssal tongue. Spread your gas throughout the chamber.
I don't know if someone's supposed to go on her turn.
Dretch.
Yeah, that's so funny. That was a stagger, son.
Yeah, if she had done summon monster, and yeah, they would go on her turn, but
anytime you ask that someone, what's your AC? You know you missed.
if she didn't cast summon monster to get these guys out.
If you ask that someone, what's his AC, nigga, you know you missed. He's got over 17 and high. That's what I want to do.
I can hit that.
No, you can't, my nigga. My name, you are not motherfucking. This isn't no regular nigga. That touch AC shit don't be working on you. You know what? Roll an attack, my nigga. Roll an attack right now. Let's see right now.
All right, let's see. Let's see what I get.
Well, let's see. Miss.
Damn.
Miss. That's what I was like.
What's your touch AC?
With bark skin, it would be 51.
God damn.
Yeah, let's see. Flat foot is 45. Yeah, I'm 51.
No thanks.
Yeah, so you got rolling that, son.
So,
and remember, the first attack that's going to hit me.
I know you said 20 or higher to hit.
Yeah,
you need to 20 or higher to hit.
No, he said 50. Get the
51.
Oh, damn. I would have to roll a legit 20.
And then I get the flick.
Come on, man. Don't fall for it, close time.
That would threaten a crit, though.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be a crit because it have to hit me first.
You're right.
You look confused and debuff them, man. You got ways to debuff them.
All right. Apparently, the Dretches all exude out as they all start to concentrate. All of them exude out. Just billows and billows of fucking gas. It's covered the entire fucking room.
They farted?
Wow, they put poison on. They have Black Lotus poison inside of them.
Honestly, I don't even. They can do that at range? Was it centered on the? Oh, it's not. All right. So what I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna get rid of these green fucking. We don't need these green things. I'm just gonna say this entire room is covered in fucking stinking clouds.
What are those?
So basically, it's like the entire room is a fog cloud, except you gotta roll a fortitude save.
We all have hero speed storm, so we're immune to that.
Maybe in the poison.
It's not poison?
Yeah, we're immune to stinking cloud.
Stinking clouds, the vapors are nauseating. The creatures in the cloud.
We need to poison. We need to
Why
poison.
not being nauseating? It's not a
Yeah, but
poison.
stinking cloud is
It's not a poison spell. It's not a poison attack.
Alright, so let's roll, baby. Let's roll. Okay.
Oh,
It's not poison? It's not poison?
gotcha.
What's the
All right.
Stinking cloud versus poison.
So we're immune to it.
You gotta give the DM a chance, you know what I'm saying? So everybody roll.
Oh, no, never mind.
Never mind. Poison? It's an opportunity. That's what you choose. You know what I want?
Huh?
Oh my God. Opportunity. That's what you choose.
Okay, let's see what happens. So what? Yeah, I'm gonna go with what Pathfinder did because that makes sense. All right, so what Pathfinder did was like they took a bunch of the spells and they gave them a poison descriptor because of, because there's just a lot of effects that you need to know if you're poisonous or not. They gave it the stinking cloud. So stinking cloud is a poison spell. So it does not work since everybody got heroes. However, the entire room is still covered in greenish, sickly cloud, meaning anything beyond 5 feet is obscured, has concealment, has total concealment.
It's the whole right?
The entire room. And it's... Wait, stinking cloud
Wait, so the whole room has total
Hold on.
concealment?
I thought stinking cloud stuck to the ground though.
No, it does stick to the ground. So if you go above it,
Oh my God. It's a good thing I'm flying.
So me and this girl are flying in the air, right? They rush up into the directed the ground, like, no!
except there's also one other thing I realized.
This guy is hilarious, bro. Charlie, could you summon up when you please blow shit away?
Someone what?
Like a wind gust or something like that.
You sound very blurry. I can't hear what you're saying.
So can you summon like some air to blow this stuff away?
Oh, like a gust of wind.
Yeah.
Well, what ain't bothering us? We're immune to it.
No, but it's
All right, so
Because if you're
basically,
underground, they
I
gain
just
total
all
concealment.
right, I just realized something. I'm gonna have to move Kama's fucking. Hold on, I forgot to move her aura. All right. So anything surrounding it, the aura around the drama in Metsuar, there is no stinking cloud effect.
What?
Oh, because of their global vulnerability.
Because their auras count as a glow.
But not Cynthia?
No, Cynthia doesn't have a global invulnerability.
Hers just counts as a magic circle.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a magic circle.
Yo, look, how do you feel about that? Does that make you want to throw up in your mouth?
Anyway, round 5. Okay, Freija goes. She's lost her weapon. She looks pretty pissed.
She lost her weapon. She's staggered. She's spooked.
Salty.
Next round, my abilities go back to normal. I might have to do a true strike and then go in because she'd still be staggered and then would have a full attack. Use your key point to attack. That would be 9 attacks and my full base attack bonus. You know, shit is looking scary. So you better hurry up and figure something out. They're calling another Cagewright. We'll bring y'all.
How many more Cagewrights are left after this?
They're calling somebody. They're tag Hulk Hogan in there. This shit is not looking good for this guy.
Does Medusa Strike stack with debuffs or no?
It makes me attack 2 more times and my full base attack bonus off from one for notice. So it's like normal 7 attacks plus 2.
So we going for the kill this round?
If I trip her, I get an extra 3 attacks as well.
You got 3 attacks?
Yeah, she's staggered.
I thought it was only 1 round she was staggered. She's still staggered?
It's 5 rounds.
No, it's more than.
Oh, damn.
That's why he did that.
Yeah, it's a stunning fist. Like, it goes 1d4
The
plus
stun
1.
only does 1 round, but staggered is 1d6 plus 1 round.
Oh, wow.
6 or 26.
Alright, okay.
Oh, you guys thought it was 1 round. That's right. The one of you guys was saying, why didn't you just stun her first?
Nah, I said stagger lasts way longer.
I didn't know stagger lasts that long.
Yeah. I'll show you the chart. Hold on, let me get the page out. Tell you the exact thing.
Can you still take a 5-foot step? Staggered. Okay.
Alright, Shadow. Shadow, you listening?
Uh-huh.
Alright, monks at level 4 can change their stunning fist to a fatigue on a target. At level 8, they can sicken you for 10 rounds. At level 12, they can stagger you for 1d6 plus 1 rounds. At level 16, you can blind and deafen permanently with your stunning fist. And at level 20, you can paralyze for 1d6 rounds.
Yeah.
Just punch him in the eyes. I'm blind. Oh, okay.
All those things you had to get. You just get that shit straight up for being on chain.
Well, no, it's just no, not on chain. It's regular monks like that too now. In the Pathfinder.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they made monk a lot better now than back in the 3.5 days.
That action point.
What the fuck is action coming for? What is she doing?
She cast a spell, trying to make sure it succeeds.
The nigga, I'm in her face. She can't cast unless I get an attack opportunity.
Oh.
She's
still
5 foot away.
How am I 5 feet away, bro?
No, she said
I'm saying
she could 5 foot step away.
So unless you got reach.
Oh, okay. Is she 5 feet away?
Of course she did.
Aren't you staggered? Why don't you move?
Isn't she flying though?
She can't.
Stagger doesn't
she has
prevent.
to cast a spell that would
Stagger doesn't
include
prevent taking a.
a.
If she chooses not to move, just like if anybody chooses not to move, you can take a 5 foot step instead. So she's not.
Isn't that considered rough terrain when you're hovering? Because she's flying. She's not on the ground. She can 5 foot to the side, even while hovering.
You have the speed for it. You could 5 foot. So if you have a burrow speed, you could. Yeah. If you have a fly speed. If you have a climb speed, you could 5 foot.
I got a burrow speed.
Ooh.
So if you're swimming, you can't 5 foot. You can't take a 5 foot adjustment.
I'm not trying to
while swimming unless you have a natural swim speed or one granted for you from a spell.
I'm not trying to shit, but isn't she supposed to like attack Valena? Yours?
Okay.
Isn't she supposed to attack Valena?
That's what I'm saying. She has to include me in her spells.
Yeah, which is what she's doing right now.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Alright, so then I'll be ready to move up. Don't tell me I have to roll a fly skill to move 5 feet forward in the air. I'll smack shit out you. Stick my hand like Watson smacking from
you know, she like her wings like they flap this way so that she can like adjust herself away from Metzler. And as she's moving away from Metzler, she starts casting. She stares down at Valena. Let's see what creature I feel like placing under. Roll a fortitude save as you feel your body
The later.
Does you feel like a transformative effect cover your body, trying to twist and pull and reshape your entire body?
First you have to beat my spell resistance. And after that.
I said beat my spell. Let me see. She needs to cast another check against what? Obscure. Oh, she doesn't need to roll it.
We'll go see his face at this point.
Of course I am. I put a lot of shit away, hoping. Yeah,
Plus 22.
I can't complain. It was a decent. He needed a 12 or higher pass. So. It was a decently high save. What'd you get? I mean, you passed. You got
18 plus
18 plus 22. Plus 22.
14 plus 22.
26.
Oh, you have something on here that I don't have.
Probably, yeah.
This is probably an item.
Yeah, 26. As strong as the magic was, the magic and your own personal fortitude, and it fought against it. It was like a mountain not wanting to change its shape. It's just like who's around to see them? I mean, you guys, Claudius and Cynthia were able to identify it was a baleful polymorph. He's trying to transform him into some small creature. A monkey, a toad.
That's save or die.
Pick him up, put him in your pocket. Turn into a frog. The smoking eye. You see a frog in his left.
It was a smoking eye, right?
Everybody be like, what the fuck is wrong with this frog? It's cursed.
Oh, it's not.
I'm trying to kill a frog and still won't die, man. Damn,
what happens? Yeah, you retain your own hit points.
I know, trust me, I know. Like, yeah, I hit this frog with a
motherfucker, you see this fucking ogre kick this frog, like, get the fuck, this frog is like, lands on the ground, gets back up, like, what the fuck?
Frog ass
tough ass
frog. I hit that frog with a 6 times.
Throws a boulder on top of the frog, rolls the boulder over the frog's like,
with a black eye, like, what?
Frog's body went from green to dark blue. That shit's still standing there. Like,
alright, who's was it? Claudius, make something happen. Make something happen. Delaney surrounded. He's surrounded by a bunch of riches. Help him out before he starts to believe him.
Alright.
Damn, all items of war are carried in at your feet.
What does Freija have?
All you would see is your armor and everything, and then there's a frog coming out. Like,
you standing right next to me.
With bad HP. 200 HP frog.
Oh shit! Later, you standing right next to me with my whole.
Alright, so then
they try to fog you up. Look at it, it's just like, oh shit, the fog's not working. It's messy.
Did I? Yeah, she has that. Let me see if she's got any swift action. No. I think her turn is done.
No, nigga, that's a jam trailer, son.
Close windows. Now, what? Obviously, that would have been meant for Metsuar, which he probably would have failed to save.
I would have failed, you think that?
Probably. Roll your save. What would you have got? Oh, I think I think he would have failed this shit.
I'm saving my roll, nigga. Don't be trying to steal my plus 20.
You would have failed that. You would have needed the 20. You would have needed the 20 to pass.
What's he talking about? Nigga, monks can't be polymorphs.
Fuck out of here. There's, a saint. Should have turned your ass to a fucking monkey. Monkey saint. You see his little fucking macaque running around. Yeah, you would have passed. You would have failed.
Wait a minute, let me see this. What's the
and what the net roll?
18.
I rolled an 18.
Well, I rolled her save DC and added an action point to it. I wanted her DC as high as I could.
Damn, you tried to block it.
Oh wow! I thought monks are immune to polymorph. Oh no, that's
no, you're not immune to fucking polymorph. It's coming. The day's coming. Turn your ass to a fucking maggot. So you lose all special abilities, including class features. So good luck with that. The only thing you keep is your hit points and your alignment.
Lawful good.
You're a lawful good ass fucking newt. Little salamander. Turn your ass to a gerbil. Metzor the gerbil. The gerbil of Chol.
I wanted for Lewis to tell me when I go. I don't know.
Yeah, it's Claudius's go. Her turn is done. She can't really do anything else.
Alright, so Claudius, after, that little time bender on his last go, trying to cast more spells than allowed by any mortals, he's back to the right frame of mind. Does she have mirror image on you said before?
Displacement.
Or she has concealment? Displacement?
Yeah, I was gonna say you noticed that. When Metzor was attacking her and Zyno, she was, their attacks were on point, but they were not harming her at all. It looked as if at the last second they suddenly just missed her. It didn't look like it was deflected or anything. It looked like it hit her, and then when your character blinked, you noticed it was like her body's shifted. It was shifting between attacks. Your characters have visually seen displacement before, so it was clear that.
The displacement is a spell that Claudius is familiar with, because he actually has that spell himself and he has used it before. That grants concealment. That means that True Strike will overcome that spell, correct?
Yes, it will.
All right. In that case,
indeed. Go ahead, Claudius. Use that beautiful.
In my rod, let me see. Do I have any charge left on my rod of lesser, what is it called, a quicken spell rod? I know I used it a few times already. I have one charge.
No, wait, hold on. True Strike. Additionally, you're not affected by the mischance that applies to attackers trying to strike a concealed target, but displacement does not offer concealment.
Oh shit! Okay.
I'm looking at the displacement, so the last sentence
benefits from a 50% mischance as if it had total concealment.
Yeah, but True Strike doesn't.
And then the next sentence it says True Seeing reveals its true location for displacement.
True Seeing. Yeah, that works.
Yeah, but True Strike makes it where you don't miss, right?
I got. Let me take my turn.
I got True Seeing already on.
For the rod of the quicken spell rod that Claudius has, do I have any charge left on that?
There's one charge left.
Alright, so he's gonna use that last charge then. Now I need to get another one of those rods, man. Right. They're very useful. I wish I had mid-level one too. Alright, so he's gonna use that last charge for that. And he's gonna cast True Strike from his level 1 wizard spell. And that's a swift action, right?
No, True Strike wouldn't work with displacement.
Why not?
True Strike only works. True Strike only specifically works if the enemy has concealment. Displacement has been rule to not grant concealment.
You know what? That was I misread. I'm seeing True Steam revealed to true location. I'm thinking True Strike when I'm reading that stuff.
Oh.
You see the last sentence?
Wait, what? No, True Strikes.
It says True Steam revealed to true location. I thought it said True Strike for a second there. Hold on, but this placement says the creature benefits from a 50% mischance as if it had total concealment.
As if it had total
Strike,
concealment, but it's not total.
Right.
It's not considered concealment. It's just considered. It's just a mischance. It's been a there's already been a debate on it. It's been confirmed that it doesn't grant concealment. It's just an illusion effect that grants a mischance. It can't. The thing is that it cannot grant total concealment because then if it was actually total concealment, then that would mean stuff like pinpoint, not pinpoint. What the fuck is that feat called? Improved precise shot would work, which doesn't make sense why it would break through an illusion. Also, it would also grant a creature the ability to use stealth. So they're very careful with using that. That's why it says as if it had total concealment, and not that it actually has total concealment. Because there are spells that will say you have total concealment, like Fog Cloud. It benefits from a 50% mischance. I think they said as if it had total concealment because they don't want it to stack. Like they don't want somebody with total concealment to be in a Fog Cloud and then a DM will go, oh well, you got to roll for displacement. Oh, now you got to roll for Fog Cloud. Like they don't want it to stack. They don't want it to be like that. They don't. So you have displacement and you're in a Fog Cloud. It's just a straight 50%. You're not gonna get the benefits of both. If anything.
Yeah. So I'm not using. If that's the case, then I'm not using my I'm not using the route of quick and spell then.
All right.
It looks like the team got everything here under control. So Claudia's just gonna go with a buff. He's gonna cast the haste spell from regardless.
You said haste?
Yeah, he's gonna target all his teammates. And he's also gonna target Freija with the haste spell as well.
Target who?
His teammates, he said.
No, I know.
Freija.
The hell is that?
You targeted Freya with the haste spell too?
I know what he's.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's trying to wear down her spell turn.
That's smart.
The shoe wearer, the max spell charge is 10, and I casted a level 8 spell, so that haste to break it off practically. I don't know.
No, she won't.
She either won't, or it'll be like a percentage chance she'll be affected by it.
But even if she is, it's not that big of a fucking buff for her. She's way staggered.
Right. And not only that, any remaining effect will drain the spell turn. And if it actually turns it back at me, they'll just hit me with a haste.
Right. It's the equivalent of the way people used to deal with fucking Stone Skin back in like fucking 3.0.
Alright, the only people who'd be able to affect with this would be Beladon, Metzor, and Freija.
That's fine. That's all we need.
Yeah.
They used to fucking throw range fucking things like stones or something and fucking get the hits, get the attacks or something when it was based on attacks before. Like,
Attacks of a
I'll
higher
throw
level than the
pebbles
amount
at
of
you.
spells partially
Get
to
stone
subtract
skin
the amount of spell turn from the spell level. Then divide the result by the spell level of the incoming spell. What? Subtract the amount of spell turn from the spell level. It's the third level spell. And then divide the result by the spell level of the incoming spell.
You know, for spell turning, you roll
What fraction of the
you roll
effect
1d4 plus 6.
gets
Seems to me like Lewis is rolling a lot of force.
for damaging spells you and casters each take a fraction of the damage. For non-damages, each of you has a proportional chance to be affected.
I don't know what's going to. Doesn't he have to be my spell resistance?
I could be your spell resistance.
I'm just making sure.
I'll roll it.
You're being fair.
I probably no. Actually, no. It wouldn't work on you. Don't you got? You know.
Oh, global ability, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it a level 3 spell?
I don't think I can cast that spell anyways. I take that back, Louis. Wouldn't it be affected by Metzler's effect?
Yeah.
Lower vulnerability? It only works on him.
You trying to cast a spell for the... Yeah, it would. His globe is up, and it's a 3rd level spell.
Sorry, bro.
How big is the radius for the global?
His is 20 feet, and he's right next to her. So.
Yeah, I'm right next to everybody, so you can't in that whole bubble. You can't cast it.
No, it's all good, man. Don't worry. I'm glad I just remember now, so we don't have to time it.
What you could do is delay, right? Delay, and then after my turn, I'll turn it off, and then you as a.
But it's a standard action for you to turn it off, though.
No, it ain't free action.
No, it's free action.
Is it?
Yeah, I can turn it off as a free action, put it back on. It's a free action. It's at will.
All right, I'll delay after. Hold on, let me see. There's something else I could do.
At will.
Actually, there is something else I could do, but I'd rather do that. Go ahead, Mescal. I'll delay after Mescal.
Wait, Lewis, before we confirm to this plan, I can at will turn it off and at will turn it on, right?
That's a free on your turn, free action. You can turn it off. Yeah.
And can I turn it back on the same way? It says at will.
What are you trying to do? Are you trying to radiant action to... What are you trying to do?
When I turn my globe off, his radiant action kicks in. Hit cast.
You can radiant action to turn it off, but you can't turn it back on until your next turn.
Why not? Because it says at will. That's what at will means. At will.
Because you can only take one action when you're radiant action.
No, that's for Charter. I'm talking about on my actual turn.
On your turn, you can free action turn it off. All right. And then you're saying Claudius... Oh, I get what you're saying. Claudius's radiant action would kick in.
Can I turn it back on after
and after he takes his turn, then you finish the rest of your turn, which is free action, turn it back on.
Yes.
Yeah, you could do that.
But can I attack and then turn it back on as well? Because it's at will.
You can take free action at any point during your turn. Yeah.
You're the real MVP. All right. Like
what?
At will, nigga. I'm about the mess was about to start trolling. He's gonna have it blinking on his turn.
He says he's gonna blink on him off. Stroke.
Just rolling it. Just.
I did the math. Yo, like even if you roll the max of a 4 plus 6, that's 10 spell level. Cast a level 8 spell before with haste, that's 11. That's a go down, son. that goes one spell over. Yeah, partially.
Do you see Oyola's face right now? He's like, I got prepared for that. He's like, you activated my trap card. Like, look at his face.
I'm not saying anything.
Look at his face.
I'm not saying anything. I know what's going on. All right, just so I'm confused. What's the turn? What is Claudius' turn? You're ready? I'm confused. You're ready in action to cast on Metzo's go?
No, I'm delaying to go after Metzo though.
Well, that's the problem. You can't delay. You have to ready.
You have to ready because I'm turning it off.
Because
because he's trying to do something else. Okay, I got it.
Because if you delay, then his turn goes, but then your turn goes. He can't turn it off because his turn was already.
It's fine. Already in action. It's not like I'm using a.
Yeah, he can't turn it off as an immediate action.
Oh, hold on. Hold on. I'll just move right now. I might as well move now then before I ready in action, right?
Yeah, you still have a move action to because radiant is a standard action.
Make sure I'll be able to see everyone. My here looks good. In case I get dispel, Valenium to go protect me or something. All right, that's good. I'm not that far away from you, Valenium. If there's anything, I'm fine about it. Man, that's a flat box.
Alright, so we got Zion.
Now remember, you don't want to be too close to Valendum because he's going to be the target of Freya's spells. And she got AoEs for days.
Well, at least
I'm
if
gonna be
Zion
right.
takes a
Not only
shot.
that,
Well, you're going to tell.
What are you talking about? Dang!
Chaotic.
Claudius is
shoot him anyways.
Where you going to?
He's got a protection against evil effects. So
That's what I'm saying. Like,
keeps waiting for
this dude, we got some time now. You can choose to use Destruction on her as the opening gambit. Do a save or die action on her.
Go ahead, Zion. I'm done. Yeah, I'm done.
Because I think she is chaotic evil.
But she has displacement on, though.
That's a problem.
No, displacement, you could target a creature just fine with magic.
What?
Oh.
Yeah, like
Let's go!
That's right. It's not a physical attack.
No.
Yeah, Lewis, check your phone. Check your phone.
Unless it's like a ray attack or something, but no, that's just a spell.
Check your phone.
Wait.
Check your phone.
My phone. Where's my phone?
No, I'm gonna still wait though.
Fuck happened to my phone?
She turned that spell on Claudia, so like I'm not sure if it would go through, so I wouldn't do it.
Destruction is a pretty high level spell. How much spell levels does she have left to turn it?
I hope she turns it on.
I wouldn't know.
Destruction is an 8th level.
But it's not gonna hurt you because you're not evil. So it doesn't matter if she turns it. It won't hurt you.
No, it's not. It's not alignment based. What you mean?
It only hurts evil outsiders.
Destruction?
No, you said they gotta be evil before you use it, right?
No, I mean, no. The spell itself is what does it. So like, yeah, the item itself has a stipulation where it can't be used on something that is.
But I run the risk of the spell being
But
turned.
if the spell gets reflected, it'll still hit whoever it hits. You know?
It would still hit me, and I don't have a high enough stealth save for that shit. Took me 2 saves to stop last time, so I'm gonna help Mezawar. That's what I'm gonna do.
I don't need no help. Killing fucking niggas.
I'm gonna move.
Well,
fly.
my question is like, how much spell levels does she have turned off? I thought Claudius got rid of it with his thing he wanted to do. Haste.
Yeah, the max spell level you have now is just 2 spell levels.
Right. So
because spell turning is only max of 10 spell levels that it will absorb. And he casted a level 8 spell on her already, so it only has 2 spell levels left. But it could be partially. I don't know how that rules work. It's a little wonky though. That's
like partially turn the spell.
Someone could be like half turn back to you or some crap. I don't know. Some percentage. It's kind of weird.
It's a 7th level spell, my bad. I mean, it's up to Zyno. Zyno is the one with that gunslinging wisdom. You know what I mean? Just go based on your instinct.
Yeah, show some grit and courage.
So what he does is he's gonna fly. Can he fly here, Lewis? I'm gonna fly here.
Where you flying? Where you going? Ain't nobody even over near you. Like, oh, he flies to the trenches. There's 3 trenches there. Oh, that's all. What is that called?
Yeah, I'm flying into Cynthia's aura right here. There.
Those 3 things are grip points right there. I got to grip them up.
I can't get grip points for summoning creatures.
Oh, and sorry for you.
You kill the summoner.
Exactly. So he tells Claudius, he calls out,
Big thing attack.
Scarlet hums with the magic that Cynthia gave me, but I am unsure if it works on this creature. If you can find a way to get rid of her magic, I'll unleash it. For now, it wouldn't be safe for me to use it now.
All right. Give me a few seconds until I cast this next spell. He says,
So on my go, I will do startling shot to make the creature flat-footed.
oh, I think we're dying. All right.
Starting shot. Spend a grip.
Isn't that going to break the spell effect?
It doesn't hit her.
Oh, okay. That's a spell effect, the feat
vote.
effect that the Latinum has. So, yeah, vote.
Yeah, it misses, but makes her flat-footed.
Test
Okay.
of metal.
So it makes it easier for Mezzoa to hit her.
Flat-footed?
Yep. Removes her dex to AC.
As a swift action, is that for the sale? Anyone other than you attacks the target. The effect of the test effectively. It counts as an attack though,
But it says it purposely misses though.
But it. Okay.
Yeah, but the word doesn't say that the attack has to connect. It doesn't say damage.
Just
It
attacks.
says
Yeah,
attack.
you could still miss.
If it said damage, then it would work.
She's gonna see it as an attack, whether you purposely miss or not.
If the ability said if the creature was damaged, it would break the vote. Then your attack
Right.
would
The
work.
specified
But
damage.
it specifies attack.
Okay.
Attack.
Right.
So.
Then I'll ready an action after Claudius though. Then.
All right. Ready action.
In my case, it will be different, right? Because she cast spellcraft and she knows I'm casting a buff. So it's not really an attack or anything, right?
Yeah, the buff is fine.
A buff is buff. I think that's a loophole. It's almost if I was like casting Cure Light Wounds on her. It's not really an attack. I'm healing you up.
No,
Now, if you were undead, it's different. Because I'm trying to damage you.
No, she can still see that as an attack because she's getting targeted. She's not an idiot. She sees a haste coming at her. She knows why. She's not. She didn't get to level 24. Fucking dude.
Yeah, but that's not this. But even if she does a spellcraft, she knows it's haste. She knows that haste is not. It's not a malignant
She's
spell.
being targeted by a hostile creature with a spell. Doesn't matter if the spell's beneficial or not. She'll know the reason why it's coming at her.
Is it really based off? Are you?
But yeah, but it's not like based on the text of the actual.
I'm going based off of like what would break an invisibility spell.
Based on breaking invisibility spell?
Because I was looking at the night ability as in like it's.
I don't think haste is breaking invisibility spell. It's not a hostile spell.
That's what I'm
it's
saying.
Just like thinking of summoning creatures. I don't break invisibility.
It wouldn't. Like if a knight challenged you, and then during that
hairs
challenge,
on this.
someone cast a haste on you. Be like,
we're
okay, now
splitting a lot of hairs on this.
I could be invisible right now and haste through the party.
It's using the same tools that we've always been using, which is something that harms you counts as an attack.
I can't rule it that way, because in her perspective, she's not going to see it as a benefit. It's going to her. You are all hostile. Any spell coming at her, she's going to see with hostile intent. You could run up and cast a cure spell on her. She considers your character as an enemy. If for some reason a diplomacy check was used so that she was more willing to, not see you as an enemy, that's a different
So
story.
is the function of the night ability based on her interpretation, or is it based on the DM's interpretation? Which one? Is
It would be
it based
based
on how
on
she
her
perceives what's
interpretation.
going on?
Of course.
Okay.
It should be based on whatever the target perceives.
All right.
I mean, if the enemy was gullible enough to be like, "Oh, look, they're actually helping me," then yeah, that's a different story. That's that particular character.
I got you.
Somebody turned coat. All right, works for me.
Like, hey, looks like I'm gonna get a haste spell. Like,
So if it's all based on perception,
she
that
knows the
means,
intent behind the haste spell.
so that means if it's all based on perception, if Claudius were to cast a spell that you couldn't perceive, then and it also was not a spell that was an attack, then it should count, right? As in, like, let's say she's unaware of a spell being cast on her, because there's spells that allow themselves to be cast without letting the person be aware. There's some spells that it's written in that text. So if Claudius could do a spell like that, then it should count, right? As long as it's not an attack spell, because it's based on what she perceives. If she perceives a spell as an attack, then she gets.
Nah, I don't think it works that way. I think it's any action against her, probably.
No,
What does it read? How does it read when it says it?
Louis just said if she perceives it as an attack, then it counts. So that means if that's the case, if she can't perceive it, then it wouldn't count as an attack.
So if he cast it not in her vicinity, she wouldn't know.
No, if the spell itself says that it doesn't allow her to know that the spell is being cast on her.
So in that case, if I were to do, which I actually have this ability, if I were to do concealed spell casting and she don't know that I'm casting haste, then that means she don't perceive it and it will work. Because I do got concealed spell casting that I haven't used yet.
If she's not aware,
what I'm casting,
if she's just getting attacked and doesn't know where it's coming from, then I wouldn't say it breaks the boat. No.
Yeah, it kind of does. Like,
that is plausible. I could do haste and do concealed spell casting, and she won't even know what spell he's casting or what, even towards her or anyone. She'll be none the wiser what happened. Because the haste spell doesn't have a visual effect either.
yeah, but we're at a certain level where people are going to be able to fucking...
No, she won't. That's the actual ability that I have, Darren. That basically doesn't let you read what spell you're casting.
This is all based on her going, okay, this person is casting haste on me. They're clearly trying to get an advantage, and so that breaks the vote, and that makes perfect sense. But if she doesn't know that someone is casting a haste spell, then she wouldn't have any reason to think that they're casting a haste spell on her. Because it's just a buff spell that, we normally cast on each other. You know what I mean? Like, there'll be no reason for her to perceive it as an attack if she doesn't know that it's being aimed at her at the beginning. Because I have concealed spell, but that's skill trick too. That's why I asked that question.
Yeah, that's a good.
It'd be a different story if he was like, all right, let me do concealed spell casting and cast magic missile. Then it'd be, all right, well, it's still the same scenario.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna find anything on this.
Yeah, it's a really weird scenario. It's very.
There's no clarification. I just have to. It just says if the target attacks her. It doesn't say how.
Doesn't say how.
Right? It's up to me to determine what's considered an attack.
So it's up to you. It's not her.
Or it's up to me to interpret.
So she's not interpreting it as you. Because if it's you, then that solves the problem easily. But if it's all based on her interpretation, then we have some wiggle room. Because we can control what she perceives. You have a way to hide it. That can easily be fixed with an illusion.
Everyone other than you attacks the target. Attacks the target.
Right. That to me, wording sounds like it's for the DM, not for Freya. You know what I mean? It's not based on if Freya thinks you're attacking. It's based on what the DM says. Because if you make it based on what Freya thinks, we can easily fix that. We'll just be like, all right, well, we'll just change this to make it look like it's not an attack, and Freya thinks an attack, and it should go through. But based on the wording that's there, it says attack. Not what Freya thinks is an attack, but the wording says if an attack is made.
Yeah, it would just have to be anything. Okay, yeah.
Okay, so that's off the
Basically,
DM,
okay,
not
I mean, from what I see with the intent is the knight calls enemies out, and it's becoming the enemy.
right. No one else is supposed to get involved.
No one's supposed to interfere.
Gotcha.
Even if you threw a fireball in the area and weren't specifically targeting the creature, you were just throwing a fireball, that would still break it because you just interfered with the knight's challenge. Now the enemy's like no longer, oh, it's me and the knight. Fuck everybody else. Now it's, oh shit, it was throwing fire. You just fucked it up.
Right.
So I would go with the haste as well. Like he's casting haste. He's picking his targets. Picks Belena, picks Metzwa, picks her. She's gonna be like, he's casting haste at me. He's trying to break my spell turn.
See, that's the part where we run into a problem. Because that's when we're trying to make it. It's based on Freya's reaction. It's not. It's just based on the rules. The rules pretty much like anyone interferes, the vote is broken. Because then once you make it Freya, like, all right, it's breaking because Freya is interacting with something, then we could just simply go, okay, why don't we just use means to make this not an attack? And then circumvent Freya altogether.
Because that's too meta. That's too metagame.
Metagame?
Because Freija wouldn't see that. She's not gonna be like, oh, he's casting. It's me and this knight, and then all of a sudden she senses magic coming at her from Claudia. If it's beneficial.
Right, so let's stop right there. The part where you go senses magic coming from is the part we're talking about that we can actually change. We could actually affect.
She's being targeted by a spell, which she can obviously identify with spellcraft. And she can still roll a save to avoid it if she wanted to.
She gets all those options because we aren't taking necessary precautions to prevent that. But I'm saying, like, it's the wording itself isn't about Freya. It's about pretty much, it says it's speaking directly to
it's too metagaming no, I'm not.
And it says pretty much any attack breaks it. I like to keep these black and white. Any attack breaks it.
No, that's way too meta to be like, That doesn't even make sense in reality. Like, all right, I see these two fighting. I'm gonna throw, I don't know. I'm gonna throw haste on both of them, and then the enemy's just gonna be like, oh, well, I'm just getting haste. I'm gonna just keep fighting so and so. Like,
I don't even want to compare it to real life because that's just a bunch of circumstances and. It's a bunch of hearsay. Let's just go by the rules. Rules say it doesn't in effect. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. I'd rather just go by the rules, get black and white. Trying to make it work in game. Oh, Freya's the reason why.
She's gonna see anything. Basically, here's my ruling from here on out. If the enemy is hostile towards you, anything you do to it, it's going to consider it as an attack on it. Doesn't matter how friendly or how charming, unless you actually got the creature itself charmed to think it's going to think you're an ally. Like, if somebody had charmed person on her and pulled this off, that'd be a different story. But
I think we're all on the same page. I don't think anyone's disagreeing here. I just think.
No, the plan was well, let's just cast a beneficial spell because it's not quote unquote an attack, so she's just gonna ignore it.
Right. Because in real life, if I was fighting someone...
But she's not an idiot.
But in real life, I'm not an idiot. So if in real life I was fighting someone...
She's level 24 and knows she has spell turning on, and she knows Claudius is an enemy, would never, ever, ever
She's
dare...
level 24?
Yes, would never, ever dare cast a beneficial spell on her without an ulterior motive. She's like, which means she's battled other wizards who try to take off her. She's battled wizards where she's had to take off this. She would see it. She would have every 110% reason to believe a beneficial effect coming at her is an attack.
That's all supposition. You're talking about this as if you know, and that's great, but you're also metagaming.
I'm not metagaming.
That's not metagaming
Or this,
at all.
this, all right, that's your interpretation, and I'm not gonna. That's wrong for me to accuse you of that. Fine, you're not metagaming. But this is the way I see it. In the game, I see it as Claudius is a super genius and Frey is a super genius. So this is basically a back and forth battle of two people playing chess. So yeah, maybe in this case you may go, well, Claudius has casted the spell and it included me and it seems beneficial. Why would Claudius do that? Did he make a mistake or did he do it on purpose? No, he's too smart to do it on purpose. I mean, he's too smart to make a mistake. He must have done it on purpose. But then again, what if he did it because he's dying? Like all these questions that she's having back and
Maybe
forth.
it's not
Having
my
questions.
fault.
It should be.
It's
Because
not, because
the
she.
reason why it should be a question is because Claudius is smart enough to make her question. Like he should be.
She's been in magic battles where enemies did the same thing to to break her spell turning. She knows it's hostile.
Okay, let's move on.
Any wizard at that level would know it. Claudius would know it. He could never been in a spell battle with spell turning before. Even he would know it. He'd be like,
Let's move on.
"This guy knows how to spell turn.
Oh, it's my go.
He's casting
Alright,
this on
so-
me." Like, he would like,
It's all right.
"What am I supposed to do? Tell Claudius? Nah, sorry, Claudius, you're not allowed to interpret it that way
I can't really.
because it's a
I don't
beneficial
even want
spell."
to fight the judge.
Like, you'd be pissed. You'd be like, "What?" But I know what he's trying to do.
Yo, how far is Metzwar? Are you still in the air? He's
All
good.
right, Elena, give you
Yo,
the-
Claudius, do you remember how far Metzwar is in the air?
He's 25 feet up in
25? Alright. So. I'll use White Raven's tactics. I'll use White Raven's tactics on Claudius. Go again. Which means I'll have to get next. Which should be that hard. 1, 2, 3, 35. I can make it there. So if I move over there.
Wait, you using White Raven's tactic on who?
Oh, you.
He's ready
Me?
in action.
I'm ready in action. No, save it.
Oh, yeah, you're waiting for Metzwar to do his thing first.
You know, now that I think about it, if this hate shit is not gonna work, I
I'm
can just
moving
go.
past that. I'm not. The Haitian is part of already an action plan, which doesn't work. So
I was gonna go with either that or magic missiles. Like black. Look, question, Lewis. Magic missiles throws 5 missiles, right? Will that reflect each missile, or just it'll count as just one spell turn? Because it's a level 1 spell.
I think it counts as one. It should
It'll
reflect
count
all of
as it'll count as one big spell. What will happen is if it's a damaging spell, you and him would just take a fraction of the damage, which would be 66%.
Because I'm immune to magic missiles because I got the shield spell on.
Oh, well, then
So
it
if I
would.
would,
Well, then it wouldn't affect you, and she would take 66% of the damage.
I think I might just do that then. Go with magic missile, the power magic missile ones that we have.
There you go.
Right? What do you guys think?
If it breaks her spell turning, it helps me out. So
Yeah.
Helps you out.
So, Claudius, are you taking your gun instead of the lane?
because my ready action is to cast destruction.
Say again. Say again.
Oh.
Are you so you're delaying until after him to take your go to shoot your magic missiles?
Oh no. I was ready in action because what's his name? Mestwar has the global invulnerability on that blocks all the spells that below. So I was ready in action for him to drop it off as free action, and then I would cast my spell, and then I guess Mestwar was gonna continue with his go, and then in his turn he's gonna activate the thing again, the global invulnerability.
The maiden goes over and he picks up Freija's flail and one. Can't wield it too long. But...
Yeah, this guy related to me taking like Mega Boss's weapons. He did it with the blue dude.
He took the Blue Duke's weapon, dude.
I remember.
Lord Volantu's sword, I took that too. I forgot. Remember we got jumped inside that bar by those guys that the Cagewrights hired to take us out.
Yeah.
And remember that there was that one chick who was like dressed in mad armor and she was like mad cheesy. She's the one that Beladen was fighting. I think she was mad good at like taking hits and draining magic or some shit like that. I remember she dropped her weapon because I think somebody stunned her and I ended up picking up her weapon too. It keeps happening. I don't know why.
So you move action, picked up a weapon, and what?
Moved actually picking a weapon and then I'm done. I saved my sweat.
Yo, mess. I would have been better off, man. Instead of ready, I would have been better off delaying, man. You need to drop that Glove of Vulnerability. We don't need it. That summoner is not going to be casting no level 3 and below spells. She's going to be going with her heavy guns. That shit is actually hindering Claudia's spell casting.
And my spell casting.
Well, right now it's blocking the stinking cloud effect.
What? We're immune to that crap, right?
Yeah, but then nobody would be able to see shit.
I mean, Claudius and I are in the air, so.
Well, Metso is in the air. But Landon wouldn't be able to see shit.
Landon made to see shit. I can't hit where I want to hit anyway. It's in the air.
Does that mean Freija can't see either?
No, we don't really know that for sure.
If she was in the cloud, sure.
Well, no, don't believe Lewis. We're assuming that on metagame. There's ways of seeing in the cloud fog while it being in it. Maybe she has that. We don't know.
That's true also.
We gotta assume that the reason why she's doing sticking clouds is because she has a way of having an advantage in it. So.
Right, okay.
She's above all the clouds. The clouds are all ground level.
Okay, so that means she can't see it there, else why would she?
Right, so I would be able to see that because I'm in the air too, that she's in the air.
You're in the air. You're above the clouds. Gloria's above the clouds. Metso is above the clouds. Cynthia's above the clouds. No, she's still kind of partially in it.
How? I'm 10 feet in the air.
You're 15 feet up. You told me you only moved 5
feet
up.
I thought I moved 10 feet up like the last 2 goes. I moved 5 feet up just now. So I'm 15 feet in the air. How high is the cloud? It should be 30 feet?
20.
20?
Yeah.
I thought that shit was like traveling on the ground, like 5 feet off the ground.
And
I did not know clouds.
Man, you gotta roll fly check to go 5 feet, don't you?
No, not for Cynthia. She's walking on air. She's not really flying.
Alright, change. So you can meet fly check 75 seconds.
That's what you're asking tomorrow. I haven't liked that.
Just making sure. Somebody else going flies. What are we doing? What is that? 61 damage thing?
Did you put ranks in fly?
Yeah. Like what?
No wonder. I was about to say. Like,
I didn't think I would be flying. But I was like, wow.
Cynthia's turn.
Let's just think he's drunk. Like, why am I drunk? Why am I floating?
2 and a 4. So that is 6 damage total for Celestial Blade.
No designer shoot.
Oh, Celestial Blade. That means the trenches. Yeah. Oh, it's not die. Go back to it. I'm tired of getting 10. No more 10. Wait, you said 6?
Yeah. 6 damage.
What did you do?
Celestial Brilliance did 6 damage automatically to the fiend.
Oh, no.
That one too? Yeah, that one there.
God damn. What?
Basically, make sure they all do a bunch, cover the entire place and stinking cloud before they.
Oh, I don't got telepathy anymore. I can't do last minute fucking changes. I was gonna have Cynthia fucking later, like, have Cynthia teleport into the party.
Roll reflex. No, it's on Freija's turn. Wait, who's on Freija's turn? Roll reflex.
For Cynthia?
Yeah.
12 plus plus 10.
There's
22.
13. Resist fire attack. Takes 3 damage. Well, now she's doing
What should do? Move up higher. As high as I can go. Got foul. Couldn't stop taking damage. Don't
what no
damage anymore. Goes high that one right there. Do a little cover. That was your move. I believe I casted Light of Lumia last go. Can I use that Light of Lumia on Babao on the other side of
ranged touch attack. Roll a ranged touch attack.
Actually, wait. I want to make sure it's in combat, but I think I can hit it anyway.
30-foot ray.
I think a -6 penalty, or 4 because it's in combat, and then 2 because it's shaky.
What this one?
Either of them are in melee combat, really. It doesn't matter which one. It's -6. 17 -6.
Wait, it's a
What?
the first level spell.
Oh, yeah! It doesn't go through the aura! Alright, so.
That's what's all right.
The glow.
Yeah.
You can go
Yeah.
simultaneously when Claudia's gone. So just save what she did until like this one.
Same
Okay,
here.
I know, dude. Alright, there's that Babao right over there in the corner, Lou. That one hiding over there. He's outside of the aura, right?
This one, yeah.
Alright,
So where was she
instead
before?
can I go to this
She was
corner?
here.
Yeah, I'll just go to the opposite corner instead, which is this one. And I should be able to have line of sight from him. Do I?
Yeah, she was not
Alright, I'll hit that Babao.
cover.
Cool.
What's your
Celestials, man.
what we got?
Shut up, Joe.
10, 11, 12.
This is goddamn Celestials, man. Fucking holy shit.
These demi come on.
I'm level 18 and just got dark
Plus
vision. I don't
11.
want to hear it.
No, plus 12 because you got
Plus it.
You got that.
Plus 12. Is that with my full -6 penalty? Why was it 17? I rolled it. Alright, so 13 plus 12.
Light of Lunia was a hit. Spell resistance applies to its attack. Roll against the spell resistance. Alright, never mind. You didn't have to roll it. It was from a scroll, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you have to roll it.
So,
I rolled it on
what is this way?
Roll an 11.
Mhm.
Ray hits it, but it fizzles. And it'll be the spell resistance.
That's what it is. That was my move. That was my standard. Saving my swift. I'm done.
The bottle.
And swarm up a owl over here.
Hey, PayPal introduces them for bank deposits. Okay, no. Stop trying to get them out. The bowels are going. What are we going to do? Oh, shit, 18.
I roll a 1, son. Damn! Right on the ass.
Finally leaves the nest. Claudius going to make sure all his DC saves are plus 60 on his Q. Nigga, no chance.
Some of the bowels stepped in a pile of shit, slipped, cracked something for a pow.
Now we come to Metsor's turn.
What about that one, son? I want that one described, yo.
Right here.
Yo, I want to see the bowel embarrassed, my nigga.
I was like,
He sipping a banana peel or something.
we went to go claw Metsor. You fucking.
He clawed the guy that was flying? How do you do that?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
He's in the air.
What you, yo, I'm getting. I thought Valedum was getting jumped. What are you talking about, son?
My bad. Well, if that's the case.
Valedum getting hot. That's what's going
They could
on.
have been getting ranking bonus too. They don't use basic tactics now. They ain't surrounded.
Yo, I'm confused about what Lewis is doing right now.
Just remember I'm there, Lewis. Just remember I'm there, nigga. Now, just remember I'm there.
Leave him alone. Go back there.
So
Oh, it's your turn. All right. All you guys see is like Valedum's armor just getting like magic bursts and sparks and all sorts of shit just flying off.
Oh yeah? Oh yeah?
Yeah, as they're trying to.
Can you roll some damage for me?
Oh my god.
Thorns do damage, bro. Even on the miss. Some of them are just attacks. Some of them are dead.
I feel hate you, man.
No.
Yeah.
All of them have to hit.
All of them? What about the thorn fucking armor one? It's got attacks.
Nigga, you gotta hit. Nigga, lots of other shit.
Nobody talking to you, Darren. Okay? Nobody talking to you, bro.
Any creature striking you, yeah, you gotta deal damage. They're failing to pierce your armor.
Yo, you know what? Yo, Valedum says that. Cynthia, I gave you my wand of,
Nigga talking to himself.
I got a role play. You don't be role playing, nigga.
Yeah, because I don't want to talk to myself.
No, because you don't want to drink alcohol. I'm sorry. I got a role play. I can't role play with you. You're never in character, nigga. So I got to role play myself. So I told you, hey, Cynthia, do you still have that wand?
What's up? You said that Mess is more drunk now. I haven't seen that.
Yo, I'm drinking in real life. Mez has yet to drink imaginarily one time, son. I got 2 Bud Lights right here, my guy. Right here. 2 Bud Lights down. Mez hasn't taken one drink of the imaginary alcohol yet, and I drank 2 beers. Have a seat.
I remember this.
He drinking Bud Light though.
When his key is low, that's when he gets drunker.
He's a fake drunk monk trying to tell me
He's a fake drunk monk.
Anyway, remember the wand that I gave you, Cynthia, and I'll leave it up at that. Mental, watch your go, bro. You take a swig now, nigga?
Hey, I want you to answer again, like, Cynthia gotta go. Cynthia answer. Oh yeah, I remember.
What you said? I didn't hear you. What is it?
I don't even know what he said.
No, I said I just want him to answer. Like, Cynthia, I remember.
He wants him to answer himself. He wants him to talk to himself. Cynthia calls her, yes, I remember. You forgot.
No,
she's half my
Watson
freaking character.
did not answer.
She's half mine. She's half the DM. She's a cohort. She's not a fucking player character.
No,
it's a cohort.
The
yes, I do remember Valena. I will use it. Look, he's joking. Is that you role-playing Metroid choking on his ale? Is that what you're doing?
What ale?
He said he has to drink it first for him to choke. Choking on drunken spit.
It's the good stuff.
All right.
Okay, so it's
what's he doing? Why did he
Well,
move that way? Why did he move that way?
I didn't move that way. I was just giving you the no, nigga. Stop moving
No. Stop
What is
cheating.
going on
It's
this
cheating,
board,
man.
son?
This
Look
man's
at this shit to
Twitch.
pieces right now.
Nigga, I was right here.
I'm
Stop
about to
moving over.
revoke his fucking player rights on his character's
I moved over so
his
you
own
can see
token.
what's going on related now. Back where I was. Thank you.
Yeah, that's where you were.
Louis, what's the move? What's the fly skill check to move 5 feet forward?
You don't need a check for that.
5 feet forward.
Although if that's all you're gonna move to stay aloft in the air, you do need a check for that.
What, for 5 feet?
No, if you're moving less than half your speed. If you're moving less than 30 feet while flying. It's DC 10. You're fine. You don't even need the roll, I think.
You always trying to play me, my nigga. I ain't never seen nobody else roll a goddamn thing for a fly with me in the first time.
I know how to roll one. What are you talking about? Claudius has to
roll shit. That
Claudius
nigga
had to roll one.
background. Look the sign on this right now.
Yo.
That nigga's so far out, he's not even touching the auras.
I mean, I shoot at 80 feet. Why do you need to be that close?
You right. I'm just saying, you so far out that not even an aura is touching
you. You forgot to add that he never gets targeted, right?
Yeah,
we know that already. All right, Lou, I'm gonna do a full attack. Actually, wait, excuse me. Before we get started, free action, take down my arm. Let their ability.
That triggers my ready action. I was about to say, wow, this guy really is gonna go all out. I could give him I wasn't gonna say nothing either. I was just
right, it's gonna be like, are you too drunk to remember?
Yeah, right.
Stop lying. Nigga's not drunk.
He's not drunk. All right, so.
All right,
5 feet forward, you free action take down the aura, which triggers Claudius's ready action first.
And on.
Wait, all three?
Claudius
all
goes first.
three.
Claudius goes first, then Cyno.
So Claudius goes first, then Zyno, then Cynthia. Right? Was she ready?
No,
she did her light, and it didn't.
No, Cynthia already went. Yeah. So Claudius cast haste on the party. That's +1 to attack.
So
that's 1, 2,
plus 1 extra attack on a full round action, and also +30 movement to speed as well. I don't know if that also applies to flying speed. I think
it does. It applies to all movements.
All movements.
All movements to speed. Yeah.
1 creature per level, no 2 of which can be more than 30 apart from each other. So it's only these.
And
wait. You know they can't be more than.
Doesn't count.
I'll say they can't. Nobody can be more than 30 feet apart.
I have haste on already.
Oh, we have to
get so that really it's just those two.
You have haste on already?
Yeah, I added it last turn.
When?
I took a potion.
Oh yeah, he did it. It ends on round 8.
Oh, all right. So it's not like freaking Claudius needs that anyways, or Cynthia. The main people is Velatinum, Messuar, and Summoner.
Summoner. Oh,
yeah, Velatinum, Messuar, and the Summoner, and probably the Summoner will give that he spelled to me. We'll see.
Well, no, you both have a proportionate chance of being affected. It's a 66% chance.
66%.
It's still the spells that last 2
Yeah, it takes it. Yeah, it still takes it. Oh,
good. See, now I'm aware. I'm listening.
Claudius is not affected. Freija has been hastened.
All right, that's fine.
I want my nigga Claudius, Zyno to be like, I am a boss.
Hayes doesn't really help her much. Just to escape it, she tries to get away from it.
Get that fucking, get the Highlander theme from the 90s on right now, my nigga. I want to hear that. I am a boss. I'm too far out of battle. I can't even be touched by anybody.
All right, Claudius is done. Was Cynthia within 30 feet also? Or no? I think she was.
I think she was,
30 feet of Velatinum. So Cynthia could get hasted also. Let me see, 10, 20. I think she's, right? 10.
Nah, she's more than that. Because remember, no, she is. It's 5, right?
Actually, Lewis.
5.
What if I were to target this Babao here, next to Velatinum? I could include this Babao, like, who cares? And then Cynthia will be included also. If I were to center it on this Babao, the haste. So I could get this Babao and then Cynthia will be
no, Cynthia's not within 30 feet of Freija.
No. Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah,
Never mind.
yeah, it wouldn't work. There's a meta magic spell that increases that shit to 60 feet. It's called a vast spell.
It'll have to be for a different spell cost. All right, so Zion was your goal, right?
It
Yeah.
bounced. How this spell is it? Yeah, roll a she might not even get haste. Roll a
Yeah, you gotta be my power resistance too.
Yeah. roll a cast level check. Because if you don't beat her spell resistance, she doesn't even get the fucking
Yeah, and you gotta roll with me too.
spell. That's the thing that sucks about spell resistance. It works against beneficial spells too.
Oh, she got spell resistance?
Yeah.
Me too, nigga.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What's yours? 26? Oh, he doesn't even need to roll.
Look at first off, don't just say it like it's nothing.
I need a 1 or higher to
Against Claudius, it's nothing.
You don't know what the fuck. You don't know how high it could have been. How about we look it up?
And Valenum, yeah, Valenum has spell resistance too, but you don't need to roll to beat his either. You just gotta roll to beat hers, or to not beat hers, I should say. She's not hasted. There you go. She's not hasted. So.
She got yoked. I rolled a 2. She got yoked, son. She not hasted, and she lost a spell turning. Yes.
All right.
Well, I got what I wanted.
Let me take all this back then. I started adding all this haste shit for her, and I'm like, wait a second.
Why are you laughing so much, man? Like, yo, I'm kind of tight right now.
That's why you took your ready to action.
No, it's my turn. What you mean ready to action? I'm waiting for him to finish. So
oh, your delayed action. I know your initiative wasn't over.
No, it's an interrupted action.
Yeah.
We interrupted him. Yeah. I'm done already. I'm done.
All right, so.
Oh wait, I can move now.
Zion's turn.
No, you can't move because of ready to action is a standard.
Oh, yeah, you're right. My bad.
Is Zion gonna do what he's gonna do? Or is he Starling shot? Or what the fuck's going on?
Let me add this shit to your characters. All right, hasted and hasted.
Wait, did he be my soul resistance or not? Are you sure? 26. Get the fuck out.
All right, being hasted and hasted shit.
What was that, man? So you want me to roll against spell resistance?
I want you to roll.
Yeah, AC is.
All right.
Yeah.
William's AC is 42.
What's your spell resistance? 26. This one? 26? Man, all right. I just need a 1 or higher, man.
That's what I say. You don't need to roll. All right, now Zino's ready to action kicks.
There's no automatic failure on a 1 when it comes to spell resistance. Even on a 1, I pass.
What was the ready to action?
So
watch. I'm gonna overcome you with my powerful magic. Watch me. So that's for you.
Shut up, I'll go and punch you.
Boom, 28. Roll a 3. Still overcame your weak ass spell resistance.
You know what? Wait till I get to out on levels. This shit is.
Oh my god. Wait till I cheese level.
I'm a pure mortal. I'm like cheese champ. Let's go. All this crap. Imagine
I haven't seen any more chapters come out. It's like they're taking. It's like motherfuckers gave up translating because they were so heartbroken.
Imagine
I gotta want to translate
Claudius, a chosen of Miss.
I want to know how it ends. He's got to end it.
This guy HP will be like 300.
Got to talk knocked out.
I take my turn. How is this
do that with like one hit? I'm waiting on Zino.
Wait, what are you doing, Sam Jackson? Let's go, nigga.
Yo, we hijacked Messor's turn. So
one nigga Mr. Glass is chilling right now. Let's go.
Zino looks at his weapon and it hums in magic. This is for Aldina. As he points, the rifle hums and it casts destruction.
I said, that's what I said.
The rifle awakens, casting destruction.
She wasn't even catting. Stop. Let me stop. That would have been fucked up. Is there a caster level?
You tell me, nigga, you gave him 9.
I didn't give him the fucking
Cynthia
item.
gave me
There
this item.
is.
Dude, I even got
It's
us
destruction,
I
right?
could cast us a freaking Swift action. I saw spell resistance.
Will, let's go.
It gives me a +10 to spell
This
penetration.
part mind.
Hey, Will, let's go.
I think I gotta have a little too shut up.
Item can use a 7-foot spell at will.
Mm.
What's the caster level?
Caster level, what was that?
Wouldn't it be the person who put the spell on?
Wouldn't it be the person whose level is casted when he shoots?
Wouldn't it be Ao's level?
Why is it?
That
So
is
who is Gamora? Why is Gamora?
Is it one?
Oh God, it's I just lost. Is it don't you remember you told me you love me, baby? Said you
Bro, it's gotta beat the spell resistance.
What spell is this?
I don't think it's higher.
Oh man, I could have combo with you, man. I could actually lower the spell
There
resistance
is a chance. Roll a d20.
D20?
Yeah. 1d20.
No bonuses?
16.
Well, we know as a minimum, she got spell resistance 27 at least.
No.
Nope.
Her body absorbed the magic.
I know what to do. All right, so
You fool! I'm coming for you.
so after that, Cynthia goes, I think I have something that could work.
All right, Mansour can finish this.
All right, Mr. moves up. He's gonna go with wait, is my attack bump back to regular, Lewis, or no? That was 2 rounds. Or 3 rounds, what the fuck it was? Am I back at all?
I already.
You're hasted now, Messer.
It's ends round 6, your turn. It's only round 5. So on your next turn, it comes back.
Okay, no problem. So let's go with it. Plus 22, you said?
I'm trying to think.
+1 from haste.
Oh yeah, it's plus 23 now.
Plus 23, we're gonna go for full attack, okay? We're gonna go with the first attack.
Wait.
What am I waiting for?
Oh, never mind.
Displacement?
No, he's got the true scene.
Yes, I know.
You used it a while back?
Yes, I did. Full attack.
Oh yeah, it's gonna get that boom.
Wait, how many attacks you got?
You make
Too many niggas got rolling.
I got what? What is my
He said
normal
too
attack?
many.
7?
He's got normal. He's got.
You got an extra one because of haste. Let's go.
He does have extra.
Yeah, I have extra 3. I have extra 3 attacks. I have a full base attack bonus.
Yeah, because she's staggered, right?
Because that's Medusa's Revive. I got 1 from haste and then my regular.
So 1, 2, 3.
Oh shit, that's 3 extra attacks, right?
7,
3,
9.
So that's
9 attacks.
And you lucky I'm not threatening, or else you would have flanking bonus too.
9 attacks. I need you to roll 90-20 because only 20 is gonna hit. So.
Ooh, they're gonna have
only a 20 can hit.
Go ahead, 90-20. I mean, one of us got me a 20.
You fucking asshole! I hate you.
Roll 90-20.
Come on, you know, spellcaster's gonna 24 of those spellcaster's gonna buff her AC.
But Charlie, what the fuck is this spell? No, we ain't doing that bullshit.
What?
20.
Ooh, 2.
There's 2.
Oh, let's go.
There's also that first attack was a 1.
Nigga, so.
But the first time was a
We
free
roll,
attack
we roll.
anyway, so no log loss.
No, because if you was he in the air?
Stop cheesing me, my nigga.
I'll make you roll that shit right now.
He might tumble out of the air onto the ground.
Nah, son.
I don't know.
It's a magical effect.
This nigga's cheat. You know he want to say his monster's pussy. That's what it is.
I'm trying to think of.
Nigga, I just missed.
No, I'm trying to think of it. No, I'm trying to think of a. That just missed. This is a critical fuck up. I'm trying to think of a good critical fuck up.
How do you know it's a critical fuck up? I gotta roll, see if I get no 20.
All right, roll 1d20.
Yeah.
Not, oh my god.
My bad.
Roll 1d20, man. No, man. D20. The six. That's what goes.
No, we gotta go with the first one. Hold on, here we go. Dang, I know that dice.
Should have gone with the 6. Told you. Should have gone with the 6. No, 4, man. We got 4.
We got 12. Get the fuck out my ass, nigga. Take the 220s, Lewis. Stop being a little bitch.
You gotta confirm the 20s, probably, right? See if it's
I'm not gonna confirm them shits because he's gonna say something.
Was there AC 70 or something that you had a?
Well, this is a Cagewright, so here we go.
Nah, this is Lewis. This is not This is not a Cagewright.
Look at that look. He know he got something up his sleeve though.
Nah, he's gonna say.
I'm trying to think of a good critical fumble here. Let's see.
You hit him before, didn't you?
Yeah, I hit him with that true strength on him.
Oh.
What? Oh.
No, that was last time.
I'll have it wait she takes the tower too.
I've never heard about that in my entire life. This is the first time ever I've seen a critical fuck up that ended up being an attack of opportunity for the fucking opponent. Never in my life have I seen that.
Hey, I can make up whatever I want, so you're right. I've never heard of it either. That's why I'm doing it.
This is unprecedented, my nigga.
She has no weapon though.
She has no weapon. Well, now instead of
because I'm still got one.
Let him fly. He's a peacock.
Let him fly, son.
No, what happens is instead of attacking with a weapon, she
attacks her.
She has claws and a bite. And she has claws, a bite, and a tail attack.
It can't be like a whole full attack. How you full attack?
I was about to say, wow, 2 attacks and a type opportunity? What the? Is he fighting Kai?
That's what I'm saying.
Kai was cheesy with that attack opportunity. He was doing like 2-3 attacks. Attack opportunities, man.
See, Lewis, but now you fucked me up because I was in a scene.
Well, no, she has her 4 legs. There's claws at the end of it, so she's like flying in the air, just like raking with them basically.
She hits you and flickers those 4 blades,
and then her tail comes around. Wait, does she have a tail attack? She has a bite attack. She has bite and claws. Only so many evolutions I can give her either one.
All the attack opportunities.
Nah, but Lou, next time you gotta let me roll one by one because I'm not gonna know what attack I want to do, like a fucking stunning fist or something. But okay, I'll let that rock. Just letting you know.
What would you have put it on anyway? The first one.
Second or third one. You know, I'm like.
He said probably the
second or third one. The crits was in the back, nigga. Like I didn't. All right, but yeah, go ahead, take your attacks. AC.
She's only making 1 attack.
1 attack, all right. AC is. How do you know? Charles rolled 20. Why you gotta put the juju on me, my nigga? That's what happens when people say shit like that. The juju.
I'm giving you positive.
What do they call the mogul eye? The mogul eye.
I'm giving you positive 5, man.
All right, let's see.
You don't want negative 5.
52 plus luminous armor is what? 56 plus Parsnip is 61.
You got plus 1 AC to haste also from haste.
62. Dodge 63. All right, 63 armor. Let's go. Show me what you got. Yeah, nigga, scratch that fucking hair, nigga. Miss.
I'm casting Mega Flare next round.
All right, so roll the 2 D20 to see if they're crits. No.
Let's go! Let's go. Matter of fact, whatever you roll next, just understand
Give it a
I'm going to help
critical
you
kill.
confirm
Give him the
that.
critical kill.
One more.
I will
Ness,
help
you
you
got one
If he
more.
confirm
gets
that.
another 20, it's an auto kill. So we need to
If you got another confirm,
You need another
it's an auto
confirm.
kill.
I'll help you get.
No, he needs a nat
Oh,
20.
it has to be nat 20?
Yes.
We're about to re-roll that then.
Nah, I'm not going to burn the spell trying to get
Ready
this
to
20.
go.
Oh my god, I'm over here. Come on, let's go.
Alter fortune, ready to go. No, that was mad again.
What if it's that shot?
You see the flame coming out of his fist. Holy white flame.
You were so lucky that I'm listing 5 attack bonus right there. That nigga was dead right there.
Nah, it doesn't have to do with attack bonus. If it was attack bonus, I would have helped you with that.
Nah, you have to confirm.
He said it has to be a nat 20 in
It
the
has to
roll.
be okay. All right.
Wait, time out, Louis. Let me see something. Hold on.
Oh my god.
Wait. Don't say if he hit or not. Wait, let me see what this I have to do.
I don't need to. You know, he needs a nat 20.
The only spell that gives you a nat 20 is Surge of Fortune. That's the only spell that does that.
You need a nat. I thought it was 2 20s and then confirm your turn.
Yeah, but for him to confirm it, it has to be a 20.
Against this particular enemy, it has to be a nat 20 for him.
But he got that 20. That's the second 20 from one of the 20s, right?
Yeah, but
he got 2 20s, and I used to confirm.
Yeah, it was a 20 to hit, but because it also hit, it's also considered a critical threat because it was a natural 20.
Yeah,
so now,
to
confirm the critical hit, he has to roll another natural 20 because that's the only way he can, get through the AC. He got the second 20. So now to confirm that one, he still needs. So it's 320. He needs to get 320.
What if I were to raise his attack by plus 20 right now?
It wouldn't matter because the 20 is a natural.
Well, if he would have raised his attack by plus 20.
Then I would hit.
Plus 17 plus 20, that would hit.
Yeah, because it would.
I guess Lewis is telling
you have something to do that with?
I do not know. Let me do my research. Give me 30 seconds.
I'm like, wait a second. I'm not aware of this shit.
No, it's a personal spell. I don't think.
Wait, which attack was? Wait, hold on. Which one? Let me see which one he confirmed that on.
The second one, the last one.
The last one? Then that would be that would be at the lowest attack bonus. Okay.
No,
yes, it would. That was your last attack. What are you talking about?
What you mean? How you know? What you call it?
That would be at a plus 6.
That's not how it works. Though.
That would be at a plus 8 bonus.
Lewis, first off, it's all your attacks. Then it goes Medusa's Wrath, and those are your last attacks.
Doesn't say that shit. Whenever you use a full attack action and make at least one unarmed strike, you make 2 additional. Doesn't say they are made at the end of your attack routine.
It doesn't say it at the beginning. I thought it was at the end.
Oh, it's whenever you make an unarmed attack, you make it 2 additional attacks, which is what you get.
Okay, no problem.
It says it right there. Whenever you use full attack and make at least 1 unarmed strike, which you did, that was your first attack, you can make 2 additional attacks. So you make your first one, then your 2 additional Medusa's Wrath, then your haste. Actually, let's see haste. When does the haste attack come in?
Never mind, Louis. It only works on myself personally.
Oh, it's personal.
Oh my god.
I wanted to see that.
If I could have used it on this guy, man. Oh man, no way.
I wanted to see that.
It don't even have to be my turn either. I could do it whenever, but it can only be on one of my own stuff, myself.
Well,
maybe I'll research that spell as a level 9.
Let's roll 16d8 plus 10.
Wait, what?
That's my damage, nigga.
No, it ain't.
What is it then?
You hit her before, and Doom of Disenchantment took off your Greater Mighty Wall.
Okay, no problem.
You don't got Mighty Wallop on?
No.
Why didn't you tell me, man? Could have kept it.
I thought you knew, nigga.
I did not know. That's news to me. I thought it took away your magic fan or some shit like that.
That's what I thought too.
It took that off and it suppressed that.
It comes back. No, it comes back on.
It's permanent. So
it suppressed both of them.
No, it took one off and suppressed the other.
It took off fucking Mighty Wallop.
Took off Mighty Wallop. It suppressed Greater Magic.
Oh, all right. Well, the Machado can quick and spell like ability that on before I attack. Can't you do that, Machado?
No, it's not. I already took my go.
He took it. Should have told him.
So what is it? I forgot my regular damage.
I would have done this ages ago.
No, I didn't know it was off.
God,
what is it? 3 years?
We're not telepathic stuff either. You gotta tell me out loud too. We don't got telepathic bond no
I
more.
thought you could look at my auras and be like, one of my spells is about to be completed.
What the? Man, that's too much shit going on, man. You gotta let me know what's going on. Anything you need is let me know, and I got you.
8d8 plus 5. 8d8 plus 10.
Hey, you still do respectable damage, not for a Cagewright level 24.
Man, shut up. Wait, is he evil? Does he
Yes,
get like
she's
holy
evil,
damage?
so she adds to the holy damage, and then it's an
Mhm.
outsider. So add,
Final. Show him how it's done.
add 2d8.
Alright, 2d8. Oops, 1 and
I
1.
don't think this has damage reduction. No, I don't think so.
Alright, now here.
It
So we
feels
got
like that's what slap boxing
20.
now.
Damn, you got 2 1s on that one. That sucks. 21, 27 points of damage.
Are you punching or are you slap boxing?
Shut up. 8d8 plus 10.
Here she go.
Her damage reduction is gonna absorb over that damage.
God damn, look at that.
You need them stuns, my nigga. Fortitude
Look at
save.
that.
Oh
my
god!
God.
Oh,
This guy is a
Yeah,
computer
man.
right now. 0 1 1 1 1 1 1
That
0.
mighty wallop is a crutch, man. He's handicapped.
No, it's not even that. I've never seen that many ones roll in a roll.
yeah.
Let's try that again.
He's that mighty wallop.
Shit.
Oh my god. I mean, look,
Damn.
you hurting her Eidolon that's fused with her pretty badly, but.
Man, you didn't even get through her temporary HP.
And she's like blocking
I
the
thought that was
attacks,
gone already
and
because I
hitting
hit her
her,
the last time.
No,
and then all of a sudden,
that's just a temporary HP.
she
She still has
fucking,
more.
she squeals out, and then fucking kick her.
No, wait a minute. Isn't her temporary HP gone because of I hit her last time and you said
Yeah.
temp HP was gone?
All that blue is, yeah, the temp HP.
You said
That's
the
a
temp
temp
HP was
HP, man.
Nah, he said I hit
Her regular HP probably like 600.
Nah, it ain't that.
I mean, you don't know her regular HP. The HP taken off is a temp HP, which she's fused with her Eidolon, so obviously it's her Eidolon's HP.
Well, then that shit should be there by now.
Well, if you take that blue bar down, her Eidolon will be destroyed. That's the theory.
You know what?
Except Claudius, I'm pretty sure, shared the fact that if she's as powerful as she is, she can still keep it in existence by sacrificing her own hit points, her own life force.
Pretty cool.
They combined.
Fairy Dragon ladies up. Ain't that a bitch?
So
She's still staggered.
you could take that down, but she's gonna obviously do what she can to keep it alive. So, but it would hurt her in the process trying to keep it fused to her.
Nah, man, you could do this. You could do this. You don't need Mighty Wallop.
Round 6. Asia goes. And is anybody in the fire? No, nobody is in the fire.
I believe in you, Mesor, even if you don't believe in yourself.
I can't believe I needed fucking that big choice. It's too big.
Since
Her
it's now
AC
broken.
her AC is out of this world. I'll give you that.
It's fortunate because that's all you know. That's all we do. Everybody's got 70 AC. That's like 10 every
I guess it's good. I guess you really do need those 10 attacks per round because you need 20 or higher.
Wait,
at least one of them.
What did he attack? Attack me. With that claw.
He's still staggered?
Yeah, still got 3 more rounds of that shit.
And you got no way to counter that?
No. It's busy.
How do you get rid of stagger?
You can't. You gotta let it run out.
That's
Get a cleric.
Yeah, cleric. Yeah, true.
Roll a fortitude.
What's the restoration?
Did you hit me with a 10? Or did you cast a spell where I can attack you?
Casting a spell.
Okay, so I can attack you.
Yeah, go ahead. She don't care.
Yeah, so I roll a 20.
What are the chances?
She's mad confident that you won't hit her.
He said, "What are the chances?"
I guess you was right.
All right.
It was another whiff. Oh, look at the 20 right there.
Oh, you're lucky. You didn't get turned to a toad.
Of course, I rolled a 20 there, so that shit was really like.
Oh, she was trying to cast that
Wait, Lewis, before my turn was over, make sure my aura was back on. I gotta tell you that.
Dude, you gotta like disrupt our spell casting. She's not gonna cast no level 3 spells or below, man.
No, it protects me and Valeda from mind control.
Mind control?
What? Motherfucker, I am not worried about mind control.
Dude, you're freaking monk.
Protection from good.
Safe?
No, it sounds good until a nigga mind control me.
You got so many people protection from good on. You got so many people protection from good that doesn't really help you out.
That's what we got all right now.
I'll take my attacks against the Babao. All 4 of them, fighting defensively.
Dude, I want to just cast magic missiles now, man. Now I can't cast magic missiles, master.
I'm rolling my attack Lewis.
You cast Mighty Wallop.
I have 5 attacks.
I cannot cast Mighty Wallop. It's a level 3 spell. So you screw yourself.
So what we're gonna do is you're gonna wait till my turn.
No, I ain't doing that.
Wait, what?
Dude, I cannot cast Mighty Wallop on him because he put the glow of vulnerability. Oh well, so he jerked himself.
But you know what? That's why I said
a level 3 spell.
You're gonna wait till my turn. You're gonna throw it on, and we're gonna do the same thing. Yeah, it's gonna be like that's our strategy.
66 damage.
Nobody's threatening you. You in the background chilling, counting your gold.
66 plus.
I want to shine too. Let me be a peacock as well.
You never would have known.
Can I be a peacock, man?
You be conserving your magic all the time. Now all of a sudden you want to be fucking.
It's the end of the campaign.
Nah, this nigga's want to be Elminster. This nigga's been conserving his shit all the time. Now he's Elminster. Fucking idle.
On the right, like right here.
Yeah, the one that's on the right side of the 35 there.
Damage reduction knocks into 20.
You said this is the end.
Roll a reflex save for your shield.
13 plus 14. 13 plus 14.
What's the first attack?
Second attack will be on the one right next to him. Right next to Valeda himself. The one that's on the right side of the thing.
Wait, which one did you hit? Oh, you hit the one on the wrong one.
I'm hitting each of them one time. Like that, just to got a 13.
No damage. You got 3 more attacks after this. 30, 20 damage.
And the next one, I believe he's
roll another reflex. Roll a reflex every time you hit.
17. There's one on the ground. 16.
Roll damage. And a reflex.
13. And the last one in that corner. Well, attack, I rolled a 12.
Yeah,
You roll my reflex. 16. Damage.
1, 2, 3, 4. You still have a 5th attack. Because you're hasted. I roll damage for this one. What do we get? 39 minus 10. This one's gone. Knocks him back to the
Circle
abyss.
back to the first one.
Fucking lay your shield into him, and the portal opens up and knocks him back into the
abyss. He goes, time to go home. Bow! The smacks. Goes back. And it goes back to the first one. So the first one he hit, he goes, you get this. And he shield back to the first one. And then he shield back to the second one, and the third one. And the final one, he goes, it's time for you to go home. Smash me on the second one. And he goes, don't think I forgot about you. Back to the first one. He goes back in and roll an 8. So I
You say roll an 8 plus 9 makes it 17, plus 3 makes it 20, plus 1 makes it 21, minus 4 makes it, yeah, actually. Duck that.
That was my full attack.
I ain't getting you.
That was my full attack. My swift. Oh, finish. I think it says 10 feet. Always kind of fuck it up. Yeah. Alright, so I saved my swift. And the Venom is. Wait, can I use. I'll use my full attack. I don't have a more back. Alright, so I'm done.
Phone issues that greater this spell.
Great Caesar's ghost. Who said that?
Great Caesar's ghost.
That's where I goes. Lloyd, you talked.
Who says?
Yeah, that's actually what I was. That's actually. You read my mind, man. That's actually what I was gonna do my next turn. Instead of Mighty Wallop, I was gonna do a greater dispel. After all that work I put in to freaking take spell turning off, I think I should be able to cast the target a spell now.
What about Lloyd, you talk? You need to have a Pirates of Dark Water campaign.
I love those cartoons. You know what? I'm gonna try and download that Sega Genesis game, Pirates of Dark Water. I never played it.
That was a good idea.
Was it dumb, the game, or was it good? You played it?
Yeah, it was good.
I want to play it.
Damn, there would have been an attack. She ain't your Metzor.
Yeah, she would have hit.
She would have hit. So she gave Metzor an additional. She gave him an additional +5 to his next attack.
That's it.
He said that's it.
+5 to hit? I thought +2 was capped. It's higher now?
It's 2, but then it's another 1 for every 10 points you beat it by.
Yeah, it was like that.
You gotta roll again. You gotta roll against 8. You gotta be threatening the enemy, and then roll against AC 10. But for every 10 points,
Is that plus?
for every 10, nah, that's 3.5.
3.5? Oh, okay.
For every, I think it was in like complete. Was it complete warrior? That rule was in complete warrior. No, it was in complete adventurer. They had that rule. The same thing with skill checks.
Oh.
It was like it was talking about how you could have it where instead of just a flat +2 bonus, like the higher the ally aids, like they should be able to like they should be able to like offer more aid than just a flat +2 bonus. So they were like for every 10 points higher, add another 1.
Sounds good.
No, Cynthia.
This time, Celestial Brilliance does 7 damage. Ooh.
She needs to get.
Take a move for it. Okay, I move up.
She needs to make sure
Yeah, to my
the
right
light
to
actually
touch.
hit them.
Well, absolutely right. So 5, 10. All right, here. Moves 10 feet. I rolled like 7 damage total. That's the brilliant. And she takes out scroll case number 13. Takes out Divine Scroll Fire Strike. Flame Strikes.
I need to send you the updated sheets.
Did I use it already?
I think you used it already.
So then I'll use.
I think you used it already.
I'll take out Divine. I'll take out scroll case number 10. And I'll use the first scroll case from number 10, which has Silence Castle of 800. Let's go with that.
You can cast it directly on her.
No. I think that's directly on her. That will require me to.
I need to cast the spell resistance.
I just want to cast it in the area like behind her, but still including her. Yep. There we go. Perfect. So she'd have to come forward into us instead of retreating. That was my move, and that was my standard. And saving my swift. I'm done. So Cynthia put a silent spell directly behind where it overlaps Freya, but
They're bad.
it also overlaps the area behind.
Yeah. Roll a get an attack opportunity on the battle for land.
13.
Roll damage. Glorious. Cloud.
The summoner, she's silenced right now?
She's in a silent zone. That's what Cynthia, that's what Cynthia called out. No, she didn't even need to call that out. You saw her cast. You spell obviously you spellcraft. You saw
Yeah, he knows.
cast
He knows.
and then you see you see the aura right there in the distance with your
I
arcane.
call her out for mainly the people who aren't.
Your arcane sight can see the aura suddenly appear like right over her.
All right, not to be a party pooper. The dramas or Messor's aura doesn't affect it, right?
That is true.
So then
you were able to place it here, but it extends
unless he places it more north, maybe. I don't know.
Nah, it wouldn't matter.
It still wouldn't affect her because she's still inside of Metsuwar's area. Alright, so Cynthia delays. She does nothing.
Wait, there's no, yeah, okay, I'll tell you what for mentally.
I'm a spellcaster, so I mean,
He's like, I need
I've
to.
been telling Messor,
I'm
Claudia's
not
been
here to
telling
do anything.
Messor,
I need to turn this.
Messor intelligence must be 10 because I've been telling him, yo, that effect is messing us up, not her. She's trying to cast level 8 spells on us. You don't care. We're the one trying to use level 3, level 2 spells to our benefit. It's like our own party. These Celestials are working against us, man. I'm about to freaking mace all of them. I'm about to banish all these outsiders, man.
You can't, nigga. It's my native plane. It's hard.
I'll create a plane, especially for you, Demi planes. It's like time. Don't be frightened, man. You know we can create planes now. Prison plane. You won't be able to escape.
Well, that's it for Cynthia. I don't want to cast any spells I've memorized. If I can't use a scroll, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'll let everyone else handle it then if you guys really got a lock like that.
That's actually pretty good, actually. A silence, a simple level 2 spell might actually work perfectly.
That's what I'm saying. It's perfect, but I'm not.
I kind of like. I really don't want to use my high level spells when we don't really have to. If it seems that we do,
I'm
let's
saying,
say she has
my
still
nigga,
spell.
I'm sitting
Let's say
on.
that she has still spell, but we don't know that she has still spell.
My dude, I'm sitting on every spell that's above 5 and higher. I'm sitting on that shit till the very end, nigga. They gonna get these level 1 and 3s until the end, yo. Y'all don't want me to cast second level spells? Cool, I'll sit back and let y'all do the work then. Fuck it.
Yo, Claudius, this is go right. Claudius yells out, Messor, Nidama, we can't assist you unless you lower those barriers down. That barrier is not affecting summoner at all. And Claudius is done. That's what he did for his action. He's moving on. He's moving over here out of sight.
Let's leave this up to the boys, Claudius. Let's leave this up to the boys. They seem to have this in hand according to what they're doing. They don't. I guess they don't need us. So we'll just sit back.
Goddamn! Why are you always moving your character?
I'm just saying that's what I was getting action. That's why DBZ flies over here.
Character because it was my turn. I'm done.
It's Claudius' turn. You moved over there. Done.
What?
Oh, no, I'm just asking. I'm waiting. This guy's moving. No. I mean, Mensor keeps moving his fucking character. Not even his damn turn. All right. So Claudius took his turn. He moved over there.
Claudius is following Cynthia's lead. Like she's being very sound, being conservative. Like Claudius already used too much spell than what he feels. Claudius wasted too much spell that he feels comfortable with. Hell yeah, man.
You would wonder if just saying you attack. Didn't you just say that?
Who's over there?
Didn't you just tell me I should act more like Elminster and conserve my spells?
Yeah,
that's right.
Zyno. What do you
shine?
What's Zyno?
It's all Messor. It's all Messor and Zyno.
I'm gonna try destruction again.
You're gonna try it again. All right. Roll spellcraft. Roll against the spell resistance.
Come on.
Is Lewis frozen or not?
No.
I don't know.
Damn it.
Nope.
He's not moving. He's just sitting there.
Are you moving anywhere?
Yeah, I'm gonna reset my thing.
I'm gonna move closer. So.
Hello?
Yeah.
No, these guys went and reset their fucking shit. Hello?
I'm about to go on the dark web right now. Let me bring out my shit.
He said I'm about to go on the dark web.
That's right, nigga. Bring my tour browser.
The web of darkness.
That's it. That's what I do. Go open Tor browser.
Right, over there. Right.
Then go to onion.to, and that's all I know. As far as my skills go.
Alright, then it's over to Metsor's turn again.
Full attack. 5 foot step. Got move off back. So it's another
attack
plus 5
with the just roll the
Wait. Turn them all down. Turn them all.
Oh, let's turn the aura off.
Alright, ready in action, skip. Go ahead, guys.
Well, actually, I don't want to read it. Off the Alright. Or off.
Ready in action. So what happened to Watson? Is he still there or is he frozen?
No, he went upstairs. I guess he was in the bathroom. Charlo was here. I guess he
said it's restarting, right?
Yeah. I need a 90-20. And call out which one's a stun first.
Well, I'm not playing. You had 90, 20. Wait, how do I need a 20? I have my +5 back and a +5 to attack, right?
For the first attack. So the first
So
attack's at a
That's
plus.
+10.
Hold on. First attack is at.
+10.
Wait.
Remember, which one calls back now?
Plus 28.
Lewis, you said that this turn, right? Greater Magic Fangs back. Now I have an additional +5 from another source as well.
Oh, Magic Fang's back. Oh.
Come on, I know I'm not fucking crazy right now.
I'm like, what is he talking about? Oh, yeah, that shit came back.
This nigga's fucking trying to play me right now.
How many rounds has it been? Okay.
Nigga, you just told me last turn.
Alright, hold on, relax. So we got 26 normally, plus 1 for morale, plus another 5 because she pumped you up, another 5. Plus another 1 because they hate you. Plus 33 on the burst attack.
So let's go with should I go with a Death and Fist?
Why don't you fly on the other side? You got flanking bonus, or you already getting flanking bonus?
Nah, nigga, I can't fly that well. I was just gonna fuck around, fall on the floor.
No, you just cannot fly straight up. But if you fly forward and around, maybe you can do acrobatics. That way
no, there's too much movement. Luke's gonna tell me it's a +30 bonus. So fucking do it.
As long as Nidrama threatens, I think he gets a flanking bonus from Nidrama anyway because Palladium has his stance on.
He does?
Yeah. He has Golden Commander on. So if Nidrama is threatening Freya, then Netsuar would get a flank bonus.
Alright, that sounds good. So wait, I get a +10 to attack, right? So it's +28, +5 is 33, +2 from flanking, right? So it's 35.
Oh, roll a fly check to hover.
You said I don't have to roll.
To hover.
Now
Wait, what's your bonus?
you just told me last turn.
Hold on. Yeah, that was to move less than 30. Hold on. Because you moved less than 30.
I thought that only applied when you have wings. That applies to magical effects.
Like 6, 2, 8, 4,
Yeah,
12.
it applies to
yes,
all
roll.
flight. I think magical flight can be bonus.
Yeah, it goes to magical flight.
That's good.
So if I move 5 feet, I don't have to roll. But
Magical flight is no different than flying. They say it's no different than walking. So you got the same amount of concentration.
So Lewis, if I move 5 feet this way, I'm good. But if I hover, I'm not good. Is that what you're telling me right now?
Roll and beat DC 15 so that you could stay flying in the same spot without falling.
What if I move 5 feet this way? Then what? Do I have to roll?
Then you'll be fine.
What?
You said step? Yeah, if I move 5 feet, then I have to roll or not?
I think you're actually right. It's probably easier for you to move than it would be for you to hover.
You mean move? 5 foot adjustment.
You said if you want to do a 5 foot adjustment,
flying rules so dumb.
would it be an easier difficulty?
It's just stupid, right?
I guess so.
It is. It's not. It actually isn't stupid. It's actually harder to hover in place than it is to move.
It's like
you could move and attack, but when you're hovering, like imagine like a hummingbee, like a hummingbird. Hummingbirds, that shit is like
actually the
takes some sick ass skill.
But they have wings. They have wings. He's flying with a magical effect, not wings. I understand if you have wings and you
True.
Yeah, but the fly spell says it takes just the amount of stuff. So you basically
think Superman. Superman could hover, no problem.
Yeah, but he's been hit hard and knocked around through the skies and shit like that.
Well, here's the thing. The thing is, like, with Superman, I wouldn't like try to use D&D on him, but like, as far as like the rules are concerned, it says that flight concentration for the rules and intents of like the rule.
Superman. Anyone you could think of has natural flight, like a mutant or whatever.
Okay, well, listen, Superman probably has like maxed out fly skill and perfect maneuverability. He doesn't need to make checks, except for when he gets fucking smacked really hard. That's the only time you see him making checks. He gets smacked. He's tumbling through the air. He's got to like control himself so that he doesn't fucking land back on the ground or whatever. So we're not talking Superman. We're talking somebody Metso who has no skill. He has 0 ranks in flying. So he's like a baby when it comes to flying. He's using his dex and he's using his
In D&D, there's fly spells, but most of those spells allow you to fly, give you so many bonuses to your fly check. Is to represent
it's like half castle level as a bonus.
How easy it is for you to fly magically versus how hard it is to fly magically.
The fly spell says half your castle level is a bonus to your fly skill check. So
right.
Actually
so that's represented already. But Metsuwar is a different case
because using a key point for another.
He's not doing any of those things. This nigga is not a wizard. He's not trained in how to fly. He's just randomly just trying to fly.
You only got one drunken key.
Okay. Well, I do got skills in fly, so that's my kind
of. So that's 10 attacks.
There's 10 attacks.
So
it's 10 games.
You have to write out the bonuses or no? Because
do 1d20 plus
37.
1d20, yeah.
35?
33.
30. No, wait, what about the flanking bonus? Because it's me drama and me standing next to you.
No, they're not flanking.
Well, gold. No, you don't have to. Golden Commander. I thought that's not working.
He's asking, is the drama threatening Freija?
Oh, you have Golden Commander on?
Yeah.
What's the range on that, Golden Commander?
As long as any allies are within 30 feet of me, and also adjacent next to each other, in relation to an enemy.
Okay, so then plus 35. The first attack.
That's pretty good.
I'm gonna go with
you have small pockets.
So if I do another stagger, right? Does that overlap the stagger I have now, or should I go? Actually, I'm gonna go for Stunning Fist, but full attack. Okay. First on the first one, Stunning Fist. All right, that's okay.
Bray is a caster. You gotta target that first. Damn.
And Doom of Disenchantment kicks in, knocks off the suppressors and shit again.
What happened?
Doom of Disenchantment.
What disenchantment?
Disenchantment again.
How? When did that come in when you didn't do anything on her turn? You attacked on her turn.
Doom of Disenchantment lasts 1 round per level. It's still on.
Alright.
So you punched her with your magic fang back, now it's taken back off.
Nigga, what is that?
That's what the spell does. That's what it does. I even emailed the people that wrote it. I said, how does this work? I need to know how this works because I want to make sure.
Yeah, it's a third party spell. This is ridiculous.
Pathfinder's a third party spell. Get out of here. Pathfinder's got third party spells.
Nope,
third party spells, man. What do you think, Cabal Press?
What is Zino doing? This nigga ain't shot this bitch once.
It's a
displacement automatically.
Some of the spells in that book was written by Ed Greenwood, so I'm gonna take it. That's the man that wrote Forgotten Realms. So
Lewis, can I ask you something? With Zino attacks, is he not getting dispelled by anything, or is it just selective toward me?
Maybe it's
it's melee and natural attacks.
There you go.
Well, of course it is. Of course it is. I'm on the bed, so
if you think about it, I mean, usually those are the most conventional attack forms. So of course
well, man, if you take off that global vulnerability, we can aid you with magic missiles.
Right, you would have been out of the situation if you didn't have your shit up.
Technically, the bullet is dispelled because I don't do fire damage.
Lightning ball right now, fireball, magic missiles empowered.
This is your plan, that's this is what I can do it. Let me throw my aura up on that. Surely I'll win.
Yo, Cynthia and Claudius will be like, empower magic missiles left and right, son.
My shit has been off. I don't know what you're talking about. These dramas.
Lies, nigga. My silent got body. We talking about your shit been off. Lies.
Dude, every round I've been complaining about that crap. And I even played your game. I even I had a 40 initiative. Now it's down to 9. Because I had already enacted, so Master Network will go. Now look at me. What's my initiative order? Like 9? If somebody else came now, I'll be
I
going
was
last.
second after Claudius, and mine's is 9
If
too.
somebody else came to the fight right now, I'll be going that last. I'm like, look at that shit. Initiative 9. Never seen that shit.
Roll attack opportunity. That's all.
Oh God!
If it's any consolation, my bullets don't do fire damage.
You gotta let her escape. You gotta let her escape. What you do? She teleported.
Who's nearby? Yeah, Claudius heard her casting a teleport.
Like I had to mention anchor when I hit it.
Look at his name clear. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Global Responsibility.
Didn't I hit it? And I hit it that time. Isn't that dimensional anchor or no?
No, you didn't use it.
Oh, I thought that was like automatically.
No, you gotta say
dimensional anchor.
Wow.
You know it's coming with the subclass of a conduit.
What kind of amateur shit is
Oh
this?
my God.
And not take into account
Amateur night. This is amateur Grand Theft Auto.
It's a swift action too. Oh my God.
My God, are you playing an 18 level character or no?
Put that on. I would have been used that.
Are you playing an 18 level character or no? Are you playing?
He wanted to be in the castle level check anyway.
All right, well, at least I tried, son. I tried. I wouldn't have beat the castle level. Sorry, guys.
Whatever. I'm trying to take the auto L because Louis handed you a way out. You fucking forgot, bro. Don't lie.
I literally was like, yo, I thought that shit hit every time I hit him. It was
Alright, so she teleported, and your characters don't sense or hear or know.
Well, you know what? Give that big ass hammer.
Where she has teleported to.
Is it probably get Gal's ass?
Another reoccurring villain. 24 plus.
Ain't my fault, nigga. Don't blame me.
That's gonna be a super reoccurring villain because she left out of here with like a full bar of HP.
Well, she chuckled as she was teleporting away. She was chuckling. Like she had something planned after her teleport.
You got Zion over there with full HP.
Wait, hold on. I get a 50% chance on all attacks, so I already attacked once and still.
You got me and Valadum in the fray, nigga. We getting jumped by fucking boogie monsters. We getting jumped by the toe jam and neural monsters over here.
I killed Ribbiati. What'd you do so far?
Nigga, what? You killed one nigga out of fucking the whole campaign. You killed a spider and a fucking Ribbiati.
I'm gonna claim my.
Hold on, I'm pretty sure I bodied a few of them one-shotted.
I gotta get me out of this at least.
Wait. One at a time. Valadum, what are you doing?
We know he's going to get that amulet.
I know what Claudius is doing. I know Claudius is getting the amulet, but I need to know what Valadum.
That's in front of the space.
Alright, so you didn't finish beating on this thing?
Yeah, I'm gonna take out, the Cagewright.
That's where I was gonna land on Valadum's
Alright, so
shoulder.
you start beating on the Babao, they disappear. You beat the shit out of them.
That's where it lands on Valadum's shoulders, and we start.
Alright, the drama sees that there's, obviously a problem with the aura, so she.
I'll secure the shield guardian. I'm gonna detect magic on Lady Ribbiati, but I'm gonna identify the equipment she has.
That's where it lands on Valadum's shoulders.
And I took out New Land.
Is a telepathy restored?
Wait. Hold on. The drama. Alright, the drama's like, I don't like the looks of this. She's still got to be around here somewhere. Stay on your guard.
Is it telepathy gone? Is it telepathy?
She's not around, so the telepathy is back. Like characters can sense it come back.
Okay, so Valadum says, tactically she didn't have a disadvantage or an advantage. Meaning the reason why she left, I can only assume, is because this is an area she does not want to be. If it's an area that she does not want to be, it's because there may be something coming in this area that could harm her. That means we need to get moving. If she's gone, we need to be gone. This fight isn't over. She knows where we are, but she can come to us. But us staying here means we're basically waiting for her plan. Let's get going. Let's throw up our defenses and keep moving.
I'm ready to go. Let's go. I think just grab all the Lady Ribbiati stuff and do it later.
Grab that amulet. Or whatever you want to fucking do, we need to get going right the fuck now.
That nigga thought he was pick up that goo.
Hell yeah, son. Yeah, I got me a shield on you.
That's why I'm gonna run to pick up Cynthia because she knows her way to
I'll buff it up. I'm gonna buff it up. I'm gonna copy improve, make sure I'm around it.
Alright, so that was your drama's go. Cynthia's go is next.
Let's roll our drink till he gets full kilo. Lands on the floor.
Give me hold the fuck.
He deactivated. I'm going in the corner of Claudius. I like how Claudius. It's just an easy safe.
What up?
Here, the fireball comes over here. I wanted to hit you too. Lewis Smith roll drinks. Don't forget. Right in front of him. This is ridiculous. These guys don't give up. What's your smoking eye telling me?
It doesn't speak to me. It's not its own
Really? I don't think it works to that. It's not. Whoever thought we'd make it this far?
Because I did. That's why I came. Are we doing a turn by turn, Louis? Since combat is still initiated?
So we still in combat or no? Well, I'm drinking.
Oh wait. I need trauma. She's like taking perception checks.
It's already in action. It's aura.
What's Cynthia doing? I already know Claudius went and grabbed the amulet. You have yourself a shield guard. Rhea Body had quite a number of shit all over her. She's got scrolls and a ring and an Ioun stone and a vest and a healing spell, a robe. She's got a magic robe and a magic rod and a beholder crown and an amulet. She's got a bunch of shit.
That's what I tell Claudius for magic.
What's Cynthia doing again?
What's Claudius?
Cynthia moves 5, 10. Moves over there. Still move in a swift. She's gonna save it. She's done.
What's Zinal doing?
I will move here. Take a potion of cure moderate.
You're stupid.
That's why he feels that. Just stand there.
Alright. Anything else particularly I'm doing? Oh, this thing.
Valerian pretty much says, since Gradilla is spellcaster, it'll be good for us not to group together. Everyone spread out to the perimeters of the room, and once we know this is not over yet, when Freya resurfaces, we'll regroup. Spread out for now until she does. That way she can't get us all in one spell.
That's what says the Claudius. You should activate this shield guardian. He'd be a great ally.
Claudius, you can continue to gather the magical items since you're the only person that can quickly see which auras are what.
And that's what advises him to put that magic on him that helps him destroy these evil doers.
And then Valenium moves over to.
That's what I'm using. The opposite.
I need drama. Goes by Cynthia. Make sure she's alright.
That doesn't make it. Well, I guess.
Protect the cleric. She's gonna be great. She's gonna leave the cleric all by herself. She ain't stupid.
Yeah, the cleric is more powerful than the that cleric can call down flash floods.
If the cleric gets caught off guard by, say, I don't know, a big ass tentacle or whatever that grapples her, she can't do shit.
That's right. What is that black tentacle?
Yeah, but drama doesn't know that. There's freedom of movement that the cleric has access to. And drama
doesn't matter. Whatever. You can,
just like the leader of the team said, spread out so that you don't get caught.
Power attack or whatever.
That doesn't help. That puts everyone in the same spot.
Not after drama.
There's 3 people. It's half a team.
It's just her and Cynthia.
1, 2, 3. Cynthia.
Listen, she's an angel. She's going to protect the Celestial Mystic. That's how she feels. Metsuwa
says
is over there. Hold on. I didn't even... Everybody else already split up.
Valenum's quitting his team afterwards anyway.
No, Valenum, everybody's already split. And Drama already made clear why she's by Cynthia.
Exactly.
What's Cynthia doing?
The team is split.
They haven't taken their turn yet. I need to know what Cynthia's doing. As you go again. Because I'm still going through these rounds because I need to know what everybody's doing for the.
Like the Beatles, they gonna break it up.
Oh yeah, Valenum's leaving this team. Y'all niggas never follow orders. But I'm basically gonna go me and Claudius. And Claudius is the person who's like chaotic neutral. He's the one person I agree with the most.
Louis, do I control the shield guardian or no?
Where's my character?
Yeah, you got the amulet. You're a shield guardian now.
Louis, my character.
Oh, you mean the token itself? He's like, let me control the fucking token.
Is there a character sheet for him or something?
I'll send you the stats.
How do I know what it does?
I'm sending you the stats.
Is my character proficient with its use? Do I know how to use it or no?
Your character's got enough knowledge arcana to know what it's capable of. So I'm just going to send you all the stats.
Why is Cynthia all the way in that corner?
Because she said to split up.
Because she's actually following what Valenum said to do.
Now, Claudius is, Claudius got the amulet. I don't think he's, is he spending time just grabbing her shit? Or...
I'm just grabbing her shit.
Alright, so Claudius stays where he's at. He's just like trying to grab
Claudius is casting Greater Might of Wild.
your body's shit so that he can like inspect it over time. Zyno, where's he going? Is he following orders or is he?
I'll go here.
We're splitting up, right? That's why I gotta be with somebody.
Alright, Zyno, as soon as you go over there.
I was thinking about to get stabbed in his back and the tank is far away.
Oh my god.
You see not one, but 2.
What?
Good plan,
Splitting up is what works because of benign transposition. Listen to me, you'll be fine.
So she apparently had teleported down here, completely out of line of effect, out of line of sight, so nobody was able to sense where they were at. As you flew over down here, and you look straight, you're looking around. You look all the way down here. You had just finished seeing her. Apparently, you had saw her in her humanoid form just for like a split second before she suddenly transformed into an exact copy of her Eidolon. So now there's 2.
She did her capstone ability.
She did her capstone shit.
So she has 2 Eidolon.
She did both her capstone. She did the one where she did her 16th level one where she can split the forms. So it's just her and the Eidolon that they split apart. And then she
Well, I relate
then
what
she
I
used
see.
her capstone to transform into her Eidolons like this too. Basically two, I should say. Except one's the spellcaster and the other one's not. The other one's an Eidolon. She basically has the abilities of her Eidolon on top of what she has. And her Eidolon is just what it is without her. But Tazai he sees two. So he's like, wait a second. One
So
of
I
them.
relate that I see two of them.
Wait, but my control's not back up, right? I mean, what's going?
No, we could teleport. I mean, we could
She's doubled
telepathically.
herself.
Where's she at?
That means
I don't
well,
think
it has Metso. I don't know what he's doing. But
That's nice. Oh, well, he knows.
Bottom right corner.
Okay.
so yeah, Zarno's like, oh, over here. She's over here. Leaving Metso as the first.
Of course, you asshole.
Well, we need to lock her down. She's gonna be teleporting as soon as she gets in trouble. So we need to take away that capability.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 50, 55, 60.
Sonic the Hedgehog over here.
Is he on the ground? Or he's hasted?
Yeah, he's on the ground. He's on the ground. He's hasted.
Yeah, you're hasted. So.
I
I mean, you can either use your well, it's not going to stack with his monk speed. You can either use your monk speed or the 90 feet fly speed.
But I use that. Well, what's my? Yeah, I might as well use the 90 feet. Wait, do I got to roll if I'm using fly speed?
No, you don't need to roll any fly check.
Two of them, huh? That's all it does. I'm going to engage.
All right, you got a standard action.
I guess I'll put on attack, bro. Plus 23.
Plus 20.
Plus
23. Yeah, plus 20.
I know I'm about it. See if it's 20.
I swear to God. Roll again. Roll to confirm the crit.
Actually, since you already know that you hit, shouldn't you like actually do something?
No, he has to declare. You want stun or something?
No,
I'm running out of key. I can't. I can't do it.
Like boost.
Oh, you must be really drunk by now.
But it's too late. He already rolled before.
Oh, he doesn't have anything to boost that.
I was trying to talk before he rolled the confirmation. Like,
but I'm running out of key. I told Lewis I was gonna drink, but then apparently he ran into this bitch before I could have a drink till now.
You can't. You have it with you, man. It's like it's for Trucy, and they also produce alcohol.
I know, but I have to take an action to do it, so I have to like do it on my next turn. All right, what is it?
Oh, you were gonna take something that? Oh, hold on. Were you still using the decanter?
Claudius, the sober That dude still has to use the freaking.
I was saying he never said he put it away. Did he? Did anybody here there and say he put the decanter?
No, nigga. Why would I do that?
But you're still using it, right? So like,
nigga, we're in the middle of battle. I'm not gonna fucking just say, "Oh, fuck this away." Shit.
making sure because I was about to apply her displacement shit.
Man, I know what you was trying to do, nigga. But no, I know what you wanted. I
don't need to borrow that decanter. I could really use that Trucy in effect.
Well, then,
maybe.
Come on over, Claudius. I'll give it to you.
No. You do your thing. You might, hopefully you can take it out. I don't have to waste more stuff.
All right, Lou, you're up. I hit him. Lose a matrix.
Hold on. 22.
Yo, can I like key throw that other one away from the other one?
He did 22 points of damage to it.
Oh wait, I got a tripper, right? Nah, that's a trip. That's right.
No. All right.
I was rolling 20s like a motherfucker today.
Lewis has been rolling number one, so I'm like,
Nigga, Hey, did you see that last roll of damage I had, man? It was all ones. It was 1, 1, 2, 1.
Yeah, that's right. You had like 4 or 5 ones in one.
It was 1, 1, 1, 3, 2, 1, 1, 1, 3. I was like, what the fuck?
I'm not going to play it. It's not gonna hit.
Yeah,
Never know. All right. Oh shit!
Did you pick up your weapon or no?
It ended on round 6, so it was round 9. Hold on, I gotta add.
Pick up what weapon? Later still has her left.
Oh wait, he's still staggered too, right?
No, some rounds have passed by. I'm pretty sure she waited until.
Nah. We
I
going
think
in
she's
order of
still
time.
staggered.
Still
staggered.
She re-entered battle staggered. What an idiot!
No, wait. What round is it?
I would just wait
Hold
until
on.
staggered fucking.
No. It ended. It ended as
That's what I'm saying.
soon as the trigger.
I told you.
It's round 8.
Enters battle and staggered.
She didn't re-enter battle. She got caught.
Oh, that's right. Zyno caught her.
She was hiding in that corner, and Zyno went. Well, no, she wasn't stealthing or anything. She was like right there in the hall. She was just behind. She was behind these pillars. Nobody had line of sight or line of effect.
So her big ass thought she was gonna hide behind the pillars to be good.
Well, you guys were all up here, right? So she teleported there. She was basically she's doing all this and preparing to buff herself before she got caught. She got caught right after she just finished transforming. So.
Cool. Hands down. Fuck. God damn it! I wasn't done yet.
Hold on, Darren. I'm trying to.
Add 1d20. Let me just see if we got staggered again.
Who? Me?
Yeah, I just want to see.
For the fortitude? Oh yeah. She did get a fortitude.
Nah, we did good. You were safe this time.
What's your DC?
I think 33.
I'm not saying
shit. For some reason, Freija reminds me of like the Yoki from the Claymore anime.
I don't want to alert you what her saving throw bonus is.
That means she was.
You already told us her fucking levels 24. Nigga, you're already supposed to use on that. But for some reason, Freija reminds me.
I don't want to go busting out what her saves are, because then he's gonna be like, "Oh, I can stun her every round now."
She reminds me of like those Yoki from the Claymore anime.
Oh, they are Yokai. Was it Yokai or Yoki? It was Yokai.
Yeah.
No, what?
Oh no, Yoki.
It was Yoki.
Yoki. It's Yokai is Muay Thai.
Okay, so my sword turns down around 9, and we will begin it next week. The bosses attain their final form. Oh shit. Huh? What? Yeah, I have to. Don't worry. You did 22 points of damage. I didn't mark it down yet because she split form, so I gotta readjust. I gotta readjust what their HP is and all that.
Mad work. It's literally 2 fucking Elons right now. Everything is double.
Synthesist Elon is the most fucking difficult thing to keep track of.
Mad bookkeeping. That's why I looked at it. I was like,
bookkeeping for the summoner.
I'm not doing all that.
Yeah, for a Synthesis summoner, it's double the bookkeeping. Because you gotta have your stats. Then you gotta have your Elon stats. Now they're fused.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta have stats for the summoner by itself and the summoner when they're fused. Then when they get the ability to split their forms, you gotta have the fucking stats for yourself, the stats for the Eidolon, the stats for when you're fused.
And the stats for you and the Eidolon fused twice.
And then the stats for when you and the Eidolon are split apart.
Right.
And then you transform into Eidolon.
It was too much bookkeeping. I looked at it, I was like, yo, it's fun, but like.
And the thing is, it says when you split forms, the Eidolon keeps all your buffs. So you gotta keep track of the Eidolon with the buffs of whatever you ever had on.
Fuck all that. As a player, I'm like,
oh my god, that shit is.
I don't even like summoning regular mooks just to not keep track of all my mooks and shit. I'm like, fuck that.
Summoner is a fun class though, but that particular class, it gives you a lot of responsibility, a lot of bookkeeping.
I'm glad they nerfed it. They used to be during the playtest. They used to have it where you could, when they were playtesting it, people were spamming their summon monster ability because you get to use it 3 times a day plus their class level. No, it was once per day. Wait, No, it's 3 times per day plus their charisma bonus or some shit like that. Their natural ability to summon monsters.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
I think it's 5 times per day
People
plus
were
their
People
charisma
were
bonus.
just spamming that. Summon this, summon that, summon this, summon that. And on top of it, they had an Eidolon out. So then they nerfed it. They were like, all right,
Yeah, you can't have
you
both at the
can't
same
have both of them
time.
out at the same time. If you have your Eidolon out, and you can't use your summon monsters.
And then on top of that, you have the spells, and you can also cast more summon monsters if you wanted to. Your regular spells, that's summoning from 1 to 6.
They can choose it as a spell, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
they get it as
so
a
they
they
can
get it
get
as,
it
they
as
get
a
it twice.
spell, and
They get it as an ability, which is automatic. Then they can get it as a spell.
They're a better summoner. They're basically a better summoner than
They're a
Conjurer.
way better summoner than a Cagewright because they can summon more creatures.
Yeah, they are. Well, unless, you know.
I mean, if your title is summoner, you better be, right? That's why people.
You better be, yeah.
That's why people were mad at the shifter class that just came. Because they're like, the fuck is wrong with this class? You create this class that's supposed to be based off. It's supposed to be like the martial version of the druid. No spell casting, but they have supposed to have, you know, be able to shift their forms and fight. They have like fighter based attacks and all this shit. Cool concept. You know, if you wanted to play a non spell casting nature type, but still have like some kind of shapeshifter. But it was a shittier shifter than the druid.
Well, they changed shape less times per day than the druid did.
It was well, they had to change that. That was one problem. They had even after the book was out and everything, they were like, oh fuck, we gotta. So they changed that. They gave it.
How do you miss that?
They
That's
gave
the
it.
first
They
thing
had
you should
to.
look
They
at.
had to give it another class ability to like even something else out that it was missing. And,
Are you talking about mini shift?
no, just the shifter class, the new class. It was a new class that just came out. Like,
Yeah, we done because I gotta make a episode more.
The first thing you should look at as a shifter is like, all right, can the druid outshift the shifter? That should be your first question. Can the druid outshift the shifter? If you look and see the druid can
everyone was that was the first thing people did was like, all right, let's compare the shifter's abilities to a druid that's good at shapeshifting.
And druids get level 9.
You know, or that takes feats that good at shapeshifting. Well, I think there's a druid archetype.
And druids get level 9, so
let's check. Let's compare them. They're comparing them like, yo, this shifter class is ass.
That's the first thing you're supposed to look at.
Honestly, people were pissed. People were excited when when the new book is coming out and they're like, this book is gonna have this and that and this and a new class, the shifter, which has the ability to transform different parts of the, into like bear claws and eagle wings and shit like that. People mad excited, and then the class came out. And they were like, the fuck did you do? It was the only class they didn't playtest. The only class.
Why were they in such a rush to get
people were they chose not to be as transparent as they usually are, so everyone had to come up with like all these theories backed up by like evidence of like their product schedule, what certain comments were made by certain developers, etc. And they come to the conclusion that like something got rushed along in the process, and the deadline for the complete Wilderness book, the ultimate Wilderness book, had to be out, so they didn't bother wasting time trying to play test the new class. They wanted to just roll it out, and everyone was saying y'all should have play tested this like you did with every other fucking class. Every class, the gunslinger. The only reason those classes are good the way they are now is because people play tested it. So I've seen you look at the original gunslinger, it was buns. It was buns.
And then when they came back, everyone was like, "Oh my god, the gunslinger can solo a red dragon!" I was like, "Yo, calm the fuck down." Maybe a red dragon that did nothing but just stand
they did
there
a
and
round
look at
two.
the
Yeah, they did a
fucking
round
gunslinger.
2 of play test for the gunslinger. They were like, now everyone was like, holy
I was
shit.
like, "Yo, you can one shot a red dragon."
So the final version came out. I think they changed a couple of more things.
Yeah, they had to, motherfucker. That shit was so.
It was, you know what? I noticed that their classes, they started at one end. Then the playtest reviews came, the feedback came. So then they ended up going on this end of the fucking spectrum. And then people gave their comments, so then they ended up toning it down. They did. I felt like they did that with every single class: the Cavalier, the Summoner, the fucking, the Gunslinger, the Ninja.
I kind of feel like the ninjas are one of those classes that's always been like the weirdest. Like no one's ever really known what to do with a ninja. It's like
I think Pathfinder's actually done it best.
like, oh well, ninja should be this way. And that
3.5
version
did
of
a
ninja is
decent.
weird.
3.5 did a decent one. I just wish they had more material. But Pathfinder did a much better version. They basically made a rogue monk with key powers. That's all they had to do.
By the way, man, I read Pathfinder Samurai. I do not like it. I don't like this version of Samurai at all. And they took the Cavalier system. They try to co-opt it
That's
into
what it is.
Samurai.
It's supposed to be an alternate Cavalier.
And it's like I get
the
why
ninja's
you
an
would
alternate
do that,
rogue.
but like
The ninja's an alternate rogue.
yeah, like I get why you would do that, but like I feel like something was lost. I looked at the archetypes and I'm like,
I thought about putting that on the Musagi and substituting them out for the weapon.
I looked at it and I was like, there's nothing here for me. I could never, if I were to bring a Matsuki over into Pathfinder, he would.
Well, because the samurai he had,
because
the samurai he has now is not offering as much as that samurai class is. And if all I have to do is switch the mount out for the weapon, then you need to go.
True, but I looked at the archetypes. I'm out because I need something that would support who Matsuki is. Like he's a psychic warrior, but also a samurai. I like the idea of the code and like the original samurai class. And the only thing I was really missing was the waki, not the dice shield system, which you said you could trade out for the mount. But with everything else that they added
I
to
could
the
trade out for
samurai
the mount,
class.
and he'll have challenge twice per day.
Right.
That ain't bad. So it's swift action, and your attacks deal extra damage equal to your level. It's extra 4 damage. Then you get to choose an order. That's what it is.
There's so much weird stuff that's different. Like, his character would be different.
The samurai orders.
The samurai orders just they
pick the order that fits his family.
I looked at them. They were like all weird. Man. I would have to like make up my own or some shit. Like they kind of
just choose the order of the warrior. Just choose the basic one, the order of the warrior.
But how would that go with his background? His background is just him and his. It's basically he's a Ronin. For all cases and point. Like his father's a Ronin. I looked up like the Ronin like thing, like what they do with Ronin.
No, what do you mean a Ronin?
Without a warrior, without a lord, they have the option for that.
Samurai orders, order of the warrior, Ronin. That's
right. That's exactly. You know that's what him and his father.
Samurai can also select any of the Cavalier orders.
I looked at them, they're all
looked at all the Cavalier orders?
I looked at, I did. I had to go through them just to double check.
What's wrong with Order of the Warrior? He wouldn't have to be Ronin. Your families dedicated themselves to King Gareth.
Recently.
Your father dedicated. Your father's been his.
We role played through that.
Yeah. They're not Ronin at all.
All right, bro.
All right, good night.
The banner thing is weird. Like, I would have to incorporate
so you
that.
get knowledge locals.
Mounted archery.
No, I'm looking at the wrong one. What's Order of the Warrior? You get history nobility. Whenever you make your challenge, you get damage reduction.
Honorable stance.
Plus 1 for every 4 levels and such. You get damage reduction 2.
Demanding challenge.
Honor in all things.
Last
Whenever you make a skill check or a save, you call upon your honor as a free action. Get a plus 4 bonus to the roll.
Right, like those aren't really things that like a Matsuki did. He would be a new character completely.
No.
Like the last stand, making a last stand once per day.
We got weapon expertise. What's this? You can select katana. Samurai can draw the weapon as if he had quick draw.
My thing is, I checked out that that was closest to the way that our Matsuki used to be was Iaijitsu, right? So I checked out the way that Pathfinder chooses to do Iaijitsu, and even that is going to put me overall.
No, I was going to keep the 3.38 Iaijitsu.
So there was just so much that's different that if I were to bring Matsuki
That's anything
over,
different. You get stuff added.
which changes him. It makes him different. It's stuff that I have to role play and add to his character that wasn't there before, but should have been like brought up. You know what I mean? Like
Damage reduction?
yeah, it's weird as fuck. Like how would you remember must be frail as shit? Like how the fuck does he get damage reduction?
His katana's like deflecting some of the damage that's coming at him while he's blind. He's like,
Originally,
that goblin, that fucking bugbear mace would have done 6 damage, but I went like this, and it's only 4 damage.
When I first
come on,
made
son!
him,
Like you gotta explain it.
He was created to be glass cannon. And then to go from that to being a man is like, I'll take your damage.
No, he's
It's
not.
like, what?
Well, I don't know. When they've asked people about samurai, and they did this with when they did samurai with 5th edition D&D. They keep giving samurai the resolve thing, where like they're like, what do you imagine like the quintessential samurai? What do you always imagine? Everybody says the same thing. Like their endurance, even if his constitution's low, I don't know, or he'll come at you with arrows and a spear in his gut, coming at you, fighting to the glory, honor, death, all of that. Like they said, that's the archetype of a samurai. So they always try to make sure they give samurai something that keeps them. Heck, they are one of their highest level abilities. What was it? I think it's called Greater Resolve.
True resolve.
Look at that true resolve.
You'll avoid death.
To avoid death. If he has
I just never pictured.
He can spend all of his daily uses that will to just stay conscious while he's like.
The stuff like demanding challenge, greater banner, honorable stand, like all of this stuff like makes me feel like I'm just playing Valadium again. And like I never really pictured or played a Muskie like that. Like he wasn't made to be tough.
Well, he's only 4 levels. He doesn't have to do all the banners. Samurai's banner becomes a symbol. Well, if he's living as a samurai, why wouldn't he have a banner of his?
Well, the banner isn't so much like the big thing. It's because that could be like role played in. It's just the fact that it's
you know
a
what it is.
dedicated
Okay, you know
class
what it
level.
is. You're thinking.
You know what I mean? Like
I know what you're thinking. You're thinking of like the Wandering Samurai, like anime, and then seven samurai.
Right.
Whereas they're
going with
more.
They're going with a very traditional historic samurai. Yeah. I'm going with more like a swordsman. You know, like someone like the Roronoa Zoro would be like a swordsman, not necessarily a samurai. But you know, or Kenshin was not really like he's not a samurai, but he's a swordsman. And he definitely can fight samurai. He has a code. You know, there's things that make him samurai. Like I would consider him a Ronin, if anything. Kenshin, because if Kenshin had a lord, then he would act in accordance with that. You know, but he was more like an assassin. I guess what would be the closest like an anime samurai? Like Samurai Jack. Samurai Jack is a very good example of an animated samurai.
Well, you remember the first episode, they showed you all this shit he was able. Horseback riding was definitely, and using bows was definitely one of them. They showed that he had a wide range of skills and abilities.
Yeah, but then you watch next 5 seasons straight.
Well, yeah, because he got thrown back in time. It's just him and his blade and his ancestors.
But
like,
that's the kind of character
that's what you're looking for. Yeah,
like it's just me and my blade, pretty much. It's not really me riding horseback.
I thought I saw I thought I saw an archetype.
It was called a Kensai, I think, or something like that. I looked it up. It's not. I looked that up, and I looked at the Iaijutsu Master that they had, and it was completely changed over. I'm like, damn, they made me play a whole new character.
Sword Saint, that's what it was called.
Sword Saint, yeah, not the Kensai. Sword Saint. That's like the closest one.
I mean, that's what a Kensai is.
That's what I have to play. I would have to bring him over and make him a Sword Saint. That's the best I could. They have Sword Saint and they have Ronin. That's pretty much it.
Oh, the agent replaces them out. Google slash. Threaten critical hit. Yeah, it's bonus. Terrifying.
Man, I read the samurai. I'm like, they really went in on the samurai, man. They were like, you know what? We're gonna make sure our samurai is completely different. We're gonna go in. I think it was. I mean, ultimately, it was a good idea.